Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the stream. How are you guys doing? I need two games to divide to. I just hope I don't get noob teammates. That's it. I played one game in the morning. I got one guy who had a lose streak, and that guy was thanking me in the end of the game. This guy, he's picking versatile heroes. I don't know why. Look at his versatility, man. He lost so many games. And when you lose many games, you must pick your best hero. Instead of picking random heroes that are level 1, level 2 for you, just pick those heroes. Like, look at his damage. He did not do even good damage also with this Master. I mean, he got the heal because of that his sidekick. That is not good enough. He was thanking me in the end because we won the game. I was actually owning my witch doctor. I have 10, 6, 9. It took a lot of kills. I think I did the okay. I did not do the most damage. This I did the third highest damage. I did 16,000. He got scepter. It was doing a lot of damage. My damage is basically based on my ulti and the melodic. So of course. Anyways, I carried them most of the game. And this is GG. I was playing hard support 5 earlier today. I did not take a single talent. I was level 14. I wanted to take melodic AoE, the level 10 talent, but we went to the high ground at 20 minutes something. So I had to just max my second skill for the heal, so my teammates can play the high ground better. Anyways, GG boys, this guy was there in the game. I don't know which game, yesterday or today. He was there. This guy is Indian.
5 seconds remaining. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Someone called the doctor?
Prepare.
Fuck, I don't have water.
Oh yeah, it's in the bag.
We got this one in the bag!
Where'd you get a bag?
Get this and this. They will go here. They got Sladar and Ash.
30 seconds to battle.
It's four.
The battle begins.
Oops.
Time for shots.
Wow. He's got boots.
Denied.
Radiant's courier has been killed. Your bottom tower is under attack.
I'm under attack. Not for you.
A prize.
I love DOTA so much.
I was dead if Spec had did it earlier. I think he's still. Okay, fuck.
Is there.
Fuck.
Shit, no.
Shit. Random mana. Anyways. He was dead if he did earlier. I don't know how many times it's gonna do that. Ah, fuck, I missed it. I'm getting on. I'm no wasting. Catch. Oh my god, use the dagger, boy.
A bit, I think.
God.
Sorry. Just stay behind me. Can you take my item?
Oh, it is 25%. I don't think I would have been saved by stack dagger also.
I drop and stash.
Oh, why? Okay.
Your middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Your middle tower is under attack.
Dude!
What? What is it? What is it? What? Holy shit. Just come with it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ah, one more bounce, man.
PS missing.
Visibility.
I would have died if he had got the block. They don't have boots.
Just behind me, bro. Just behind me. Just behind me. Don't go.
What did you say?
Deny.
Your middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh fuck. He's 6.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I'm not using my spells. I know that guy is just waiting for me to use cast so he can just get on top of it. But this lane is so scary now. That guy got 6. Holy shit.
Your middle tower is under attack.
He survived. Actually, died, but I think the Park will also survive. Oh, Park! Love. Park did, I guess. I'm not sure. I guess she would have died anyway. Like that guy's chasing with the Slada. I don't think he would have survived. God. Oh, he's got A stone.
No pulse.
I've got to fight. Oh my god. Ah. Sad.
He's about to pop.
Radiant's courier has been killed. Your top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower is under attack.
Double damage!
Arey, come here, man.
Holy
Come here, dude.
Get up if you can.
See how much gold I got from medkill.
Your middle tower is under attack. The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Go again, go again.
Oh fuck it. I simply gave my Oh my god. I think it is good. And now they know there's a ward there. Oh shit. I'll dinner.
I'll tank it, I'll tank it.
They are wasting.
I'll tank it. Hit. I'll tank. Go.
They are wasting time.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
This ward, no?
Just
Never fall into enemy trap.
Attack. Your bottom tower is under attack.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Ah, sad boys.
I'll take that.
Oh fuck.
Catch.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Oh my god. He died from neutral creep.
Go.
Warded, I think warded. Ten seconds.
Fuck. Oh wait, it is here already.
A prize.
Hey boys, get out! Shit. That is offline ogre by the way, it's not a support ogre. It is actually fuck.
Okay, slide back.
Oh my god. Fuck, you wanted that only, you got 524 gold. What the fuck me? Fuck. I'm so poor, man.
Set your clocks. It's Kabuki.
Going Blink Dagger. Le. Oh my god. No, not this. Shit. Almost died there. This is here only. Maybe it's not. I'm not going there. Fuck it. Yeah, this become like a free chrono for the world. Like.
I grow stronger.
Okay, the reason why I'm not going in like that is because Void see a 10-man chrono. 10-man chrono. Okay? Because we were literally all piled up here and this guy is here. So I got scared, I did not go, I just stayed here. If whatever happens, happens. I'll try to get 1 second stun at least and get the melodic off. That's why I did not go in.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's structures are falling.
Bro, they got glimpse.
Oh fuck.
They can just punish you with glimpse. Oh my god, why is it not target? Oh my god, what the fuck? It auto change tag.
It's okay. It's good.
Dire's barrier has
Is got yeah, good combo. Lego.
A prize.
There we go.
Yeah, bro, take ready. I guess we don't need DD. It's pure damage with Ogre multicast. Sorry, Ogre Bloodlust and multicast. The fuck. Oh, I'll take this. I need reason. He actually smoked in and come because I did not see him on my. I did not see him on the map. So I think he actually smoked in and came. fuck.
Oh shit, one hit more.
Oh, he wants to Dagon? He wants to Dagon.
I love Dota so much.
There is a free mango here. He does not have blink. Yeah, he's going for PKB. He missed his timing so much.
Has fallen. The enemy's middle barracks.
Back.
I belong in the sky.
It's good, it's good.
I belong in the ground.
He does not have damage.
My powers grow.
Ah, fuck. Oh my god. Fuck.
Too deep, my
No
friend.
storm, no storm, no storm,
have-
no storm,
No storm?
no storm, yeah. No static storm. What is the BKB now? I think I have to drop this.
As I go.
Fuck. He always uses a dragon with that. Just boss.
Oh, it's the top first.
That's why Pop died.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
I mean, why is he playing like he has a ward somewhere? He's not even getting out. Easy game, boys. Oh fuck, care for Shaker.
Your bottom tower is under
Ah. Rip them.
What the
Oh my god. Shit. Didn't give a shit.
Batam. Let's go.
your bottom tower.
Oh fuck, I need one more game for Divine. One more boys, one more.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen. The enemy's bottom tower has fallen. The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Yo, bro, let's see who's the best. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god. What the fuck was that?
Fuck. No, buddy, we did not leave your base. We did not leave your base, dude.
Enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Oh my god. Deleted. Delete. Deleted. The pick word. Deleted, boys. Deleted. GG. Oh, fuck, one more game for Divine 2. One more game, boys. One more game. What is he saying? DOTA, Lex. Oh. Sad, boys. Sad. Being well balanced. Void Walk is so broken. They even gave him the cast range on this shard also now.
Have seen the end of time.
Fuck, the cast range is 300 and then you have this talent at level 15 which is minus 1.5 seconds, and you also get this time walk backtrack duration. Okay, you want, you can take it. I've seen pro players skip that talent and go for this minus 1.5 seconds. I think that minus 1.5 seconds with the cast range is so broken. Like, you get to initiate from like 1100 distance. This is 800. This is 800 plus the 300. It is 1100 cast range. So you can initiate the fight with the time duration with 1100 cast range and just get out of there if the enemies don't have a hex or an instant silence or your kid. That is the only way. And if you have Lincolns, then you're immortal. Nobody can kill you on Void. Okay, we're gonna wait for some minute. I don't want to get those people. I don't want to get this guy. He's not sure who was the bad guy. Maybe this. I think the mid was kind of bad. Sniper and this. Sniper only, I think, mostly. Yeah, mid was very bad. One game to divide the boys, one game.
Radiant's top tower is under
Not sure if it is updated here. Okay, it is not updated here. But I'm like 98% right now. 98%. Yeah, I'm 420. I need like 10 MMR or 5 MMR to get to Divine 2. So I'm literally 98%. If I quit the game and restart and maybe then it loads, then it may show the MMR correct. Only then. Or if I wait enough longer, like then only. What happened to epileptic kid, dude? Epileptic kid. Hey, what happened to this guy? He's not there. Like, he was actually there in VP or something. I don't know what happened to that guy. Why is Pepperanji playing in EU server?
Dire are scanning.
And this is China server.
Radiant's bottom
Because I can't really see games of China. I think he's playing in C server. China servers are unknown to me. Because I'm an Indian and then India has blocked all the China servers. So you can't really see their pings or anything. Anything from China. Almost anything from China.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Regeneration.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, I thought that this Rubik will TP mid to just refill the Ember bottle, but I guess Ember said no. Something like that. Because I was watching the map and I was watching Rubik. I thought Rubik will TP. Maybe they communicated something that I'm going top. You put a Ember, you put a Spirit and go to the base. Maybe that's what happened. We can go next.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
There are actually green days in between. There are 2 red days on Rubik only. Actually on Rubik only. See, this is where the green day started. Then I lost 1 game on Rubik, then I won 1 game on Rubik. 1 game lost on Rubik, then 1 game won on Rubik, then 1 game lost. And then supports and this thing. I got to play Bat Rider in between. I also have chosen the offlane, so this is, I think this one is the mid game. I played mid Bat Rider and this is offlane. I think so. This is one where Slack exists. Okay, Slack. Yeah, this is Slack. And that is the mid game then. They improved Ember's farming ability so much with this. This used to do a 50% deals bonus damage to. Okay, this used to do like reduce damage to creeps. Now it is no longer does that. So it does like same damage. So you can farm creeps faster now because of this. You'll be getting out of position. They don't have a high ground or to note as a in the mid. Maybe someone not buying mods. Maybe it got dewarded.
Dire's top tower.
No man, no wards on the mid. Who's carrying the wards? Maybe it got dewarded.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
They're doing offline laundered. I'm on the offline. Oh
Your
fuck.
turn to ban.
I know this guy. I played with him yesterday. Yesterday or today? Yesterday. I think.
Seconds remaining.
He's good. I need to ban this hero. Oh, fuck, Slack. Fuck, both my counters are there in the game. Void as well as Slack. I wanna pick Bat Rider. I wanna pick Bat Rider. Please pick
10
it.
seconds remaining.
Oh, Vision 3, no. You go, man.
Your turn.
Who wants to first pick a Bat Rider, dude? Fuck, which doctor, dude? I got Sky, right? So I just need to dodge his melodic.
10 seconds.
Because if I don't dodge his melodic, it looks like a very tough game. Hi, Captain. Oh fuck, there's LC also. He's not calibrated player, he's using the DOTA Plus. Not even calibrated, dude. And oh fuck, and he's already muted, you can see. On ignore user. Fuck, I must have made him sometimes. Yes. Avoided player. I guess he wanted to ban LC because I would pick it. Maybe. Fuck, there's a Husker. Oh shit. Fuck man, this is a very tough game, boys.
That's eye view of the battle.
Watch your step.
Prepare for battle.
It's 6 feet down.
Wait for it. Wait for it. That make a big mess.
What is wrong? What is wrong with this guy, dude?
Never in the long history of the Earth
What the
has
fuck,
there ever
dude?
been a battle
30
more
Ah,
seconds
fuck.
to battle.
than this one.
The wing stick will break, man.
In the back.
Still. I don't want to go against Husker.
Yeehaw! That's my signal.
I did not see his magic stick.
My soul's on fire.
under attack. Your middle tower is under attack.
We're golden. I'm under attack.
Your top tower is under attack.
I'll spin this quick.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack.
Do not.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Not ready. Helms above.
Ah, fuck.
This ice
Ah, fuck.
ice.
I got greedy. I did not expect that Sinister Gaze. I forget Lich has Sinister Gaze. Like that hero used to have the deny, and still, I always forget that he has Sinister Gaze. Hey, Lich.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Double damage.
Your middle tower is under attack. Dire structures are fortified. Your middle tower is under attack.
Oh fuck, I got tranquil. Pain.
Your middle is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen.
And not ready.
Yeah, I got tranquil books.
Your top tower is under
Oh my god. Ah,
your top tower is under attack.
see, I knew that I was trying to get the search range, but that motherfucker is not bouncing only.
Dire's structures are fortified.
That guy is a poor
has
shit.
been killed. Your top tower is under attack.
It's that time. It's not time yet. Not yet.
Prize is mine.
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has
And
fallen.
not ready.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Got a hot day coming.
Ah, fuck.
Get me to the undersea.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Dire's turret has been killed.
He maxed it or what? He maxed it. I think he maxed, or maybe my sticky bomb is 3 seconds, so I got 4. Okay, he did not max it, it just came off cooldown. Because my sticky bomb is 3 second cooldown, and every time I try to stack it's like 4 stacks. 4 stacks 6 to 12 seconds, and that he did it like 15 seconds.
That's what I'm talking about.
But I also took it. There's no lasso also. Oh my god. He trolled him.
Not yet.
The enemy's
He
bottom
trolled him with the illusion ring. Fuck. Not farming in. Yeah.
but not for long.
A disappointment.
Your top tower is under attack.
Shadows take us. Prize is mine.
I'm not ready.
Fuck, dude. That combo. Witch Doctor, paralyzing cast plus Lich ulti. Oh shit. I would have died anyways because I got Melodic. Fuck.
Your top tower is under attack.
That motherfucker can break my ulti.
Dire structures are fortified.
He's going scepter. Man, I need some farm, dude. Need some farm. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Fuck, dude, those scripts.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Your bottom tower has fallen. The enemy's middle tower has been denied.
Which way to the belfry?
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack. Dire's courier has been killed. Your middle tower is under attack.
It's not time yet!
He's too slow. Well played. Too slow. Too slow, man. He's too slow.
'Tis mine. Love that smell. Not yet. I'm not ready. Good me a new patch. Not yet. It's not time yet.
Yeah, just running on me.
It's not time yet.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I'm under attack. It's not time
Your
yet.
middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen. Your middle tower is under attack.
Let them go, man. Let them go.
Dire structures are fortified.
It's not time. What force coming up?
Your middle tower has fallen. Dire structures are fortified.
I'm not ready.
Your middle barracks are under attack.
What force coming up?
Your middle barracks has fallen. Your middle barracks has fallen. Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen. Your middle tower is under attack.
Time yet.
Your ancient is under attack. Radiant.
Can't kill the dead.
Yeah, I died 6 times on LC. I did not get one single kill. The problem was that this guy also made a mistake of tranquil boats. When then I was not getting farm only in lane because this guy just left me, and then Lich and this Jug combo too strong. I don't want to lane against that. And we could have ripped Juggernaut so hard in the lane. But Sky went to top to help AM lane, which sucks because I think he called him on the mic and then called him for help. And then my lane was spoiled already. I was doing good in lane, but when he went top, I lost lane control completely. Lich was doing pulls, and I couldn't do anything. Then mid lane was already lost because it was a ES versus Husker lane, so it was a very rough lane for him. Never help your AM lane, man. Never help your AM lane in the box. AM lane is the fuck retardest. You series 98%, I lose one game. Sad. I'll get some water. Secret versus into the bridge.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's courier has been killed. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Got it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is falling. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Get someone killed. They don't have supernatural save on ITV.
Oh, we've got the Wukongs here onto Ari. Zayat's on the tag team trying to slow him down. Looks like even the statues getting that slow proc out of the tag team. As Zibe focused down by Resolution. So much magical damage as they kill off Kidaro as well. And there's the defense. They swing in with 5 heroes, and Secret makes sure that the catapult wave won't even reach the tower.
It's really easy to defend. It's honestly, because of this bottom tower going down, it makes it so easy for Secret to make the natural rotation of just walking through the jungle and coming out from behind. So ITV probably should have been aware of that being a move that could happen to them as they kind of walked up into the river like that. They don't have defensive wards back on their jungle, so at that point it's kind of too hard for them to react, and they'll just die. But yeah, they need to be careful. I think this Quas Wex build, probably the biggest impact that it did have for the laning stage was he kept Nisha on such low mana that he was never able to go rotate, never TP if he wasn't getting these runes. But he doesn't have a bottle either, so he's just so low on mana that he wasn't able to be super mobile around the map. But now it's not really like that anymore. Laning stage is broken down. He's been moving bot, taking that tower,
Farming jungle.
Yeah, Nisha's just keeping up net worth and making good moves.
There's no one burning my mana in the jungle. I'm staying here.
Broken down. He's been...
ITB will break him down as well. Pops his one, tries to snowball, but doesn't have the mana for it. Again, a nice little move to get themselves that position in the jungle. And it's all about clearing areas for Slark. You know, they come in here, make sure there's no one ganking our ticker, so the Slark can keep on farming in towards that Mage Slayer. So a little bit of a shift up there. Not going for the straight Echo Saber.
This is the weird thing about... This is the conundrum with Mage Slayer for me, right? I don't know if you agree, but a Mage Slayer is... He wants to jump on this Leshrac and hit him, right? And then he's doing so much less magical damage as a result, and that's sort of his aggressive way of I want to fight and kill you. But at the same time, it's like it's just kind of a weirder version of a BKB. You can still die, you can still get stunned. If he feels like this Mage Slayer is enough damage reduction to be able to fight, then I think it's a really good choice. Sorry.
Yeah, I felt good about the Mage Slayer when it comes after, you know, you buy Echo, you disassemble, then you get BKB, then you get Mage Slayer, and that's where it feels good.
Yeah.
Going it as a first item, yeah, it feels a little odd, but I guess you're right. That's his opportunity. Try and play around this tiny, get in on top of the Lash. Secret here, they'll de-wall their jungle, try and give Chrysalis a bit of breathing room. And he's down at the bottom of the cores, as in that Ancients area. They're going to clear out all these Ancient stacks with the Freezing Field. Give Supreme a nice little rush towards the BKB now his Witchblade is done.
Gary, I need help. I don't know what happened, but I can now only see Radiant's perspective on the map. How do I make the font go back to normal?
Oh geez, I can't remember the default hotkeys. It's like press F3. It's one of the it's one of the F buttons.
Oh yeah.
It's F3?
It's F1. Thank you.
It's F1, okay. Yeah, I shifted all my hotkeys, so struggling to remember the default ones. Is that you found it?
I'm free.
I've had that before at a LAN, and sometimes like your settings aren't saved, and like you've got someone else's settings in your game. And I pressed dire perspective, and there was no hotkey set to move it back to the other one. So like I'm going through options, advanced spectator settings. God, please, I just want to see the map.
Okay, all right, we're safe. We're good.
14-minute BKB on Nisha. He's got Daedalus queued up.
I mean, this is the thing. He likes to go this damage build, and he's been farming all game. He's gonna walk into Ari's line of sight around this smoke. Do they see it? Yeah, under a ward.
Yeah, Radiant Vision sees it coming. ITB. All coming back to their tier 1 mid. Secret are still looking for the line here, and they'll look for the Torrent, but Nisha not landing it. Bound to Strike was optimistic from Chrysalis. That's where Secret got to reconsider their options now. An Axemark, a Torrent, a Bound to Strike, all missing out. They've got to find another place on the map to be. Oh, some long lines drawn by Resolution, like someone go farm top. Someone go and deal with this, but Puppey is being turned around on. Went up for that top
Puppey's
room,
playing
gets caught
center
out by
one,
Supreme. That's your first stack on Slark as well.
Oh yeah, good for him.
Yeah,
Seeing that
draft
move
is
with
like
the-
standard draft.
With that ward, it probably
Only
should be
Zibe is
there now,
playing
and they should deal with it.
Vanamancha.
They're even just gonna smoke back
Not
into
sure
this
why
vision
picked
to try and take
Vanamancha. Maybe
advantage of it.
Chrysalis is going to get jumped though.
it is good against
Tiny,
Monkey.
he's pretty speedy, running forward.
And
But
Lash,
Snap gonna stop the
you get a
Wukong, and
movement
Supreme
speed slow,
controls
so
the
they
Monkey
don't
King.
really battle too much.
Perfect disables onto him. Well, Zayat has rolled in here. Secret wants to try and continue fighting. They're swarming down, TPing with Puppey as well. Tag team runs out, and Zayat struggling to do the damage he needs. Stampede into Stomp, all barely missing. Maiden is back in Fountain, while it looks like Rezo with Nisha finding Zippei's Venomancer, chain stunning him with a boat and a split earth. The toss back under tower. Not going to do too much to Nisha there, as Resolution will just clear up the Veno.
That's a lot of damage onto Reza with that ult. If they can take a proper big fight with this Veno ult next time it's up, that could be pretty devastating for Secret. It's nice having this rum buff though in it.
Yeah.
Like the ability to damage reduce so much of it.
I'm kind of excited if we see that latent toxicity come back again. That shard from the Venomancer was really cool the first time we saw it. You were explaining that, you know, he pops through BKB and anytime you dispel, you're taking like 300 damage, getting stunned for what, 2 seconds or something? Yeah,
It's
2
a
seconds
pretty
stun.
good stun, yeah.
Ah,
And they're not buying like Yule Scepters and stuff, because that's probably the only real way to deal with the latent toxicity, because you can, when you Yules, you dispel it, and also it still stuns you, but you're stunned while Yulesing, so
Yeah.
it's probably the best item to deal with it. Everything else, I mean, yeah, all these BKBs totally would get countered by the latent toxicity.
It looks like Poppy's still having some struggles here. Every time he shows on a lane, he's losing all 423 mana he's got to 1 EMP. I'm trying to get into the Glimmer Cape. But ITB holding their tier 1 with 4 heroes in the vicinity. And this is a lot of room for the Slark. You know, he's racing up the net worth. He's now top of the Radiant cores. Miles ahead of the Monkey King at this point. Secret much more reliant on the Kunkka and the Lash to be the carries this game so far.
Yeah, it feels like timings aren't aligning for Secret properly. Like Nisha's finished his BKB, for example, and I think that's one reason why they wanted to fight boss so badly. But at the same time, Crystals hasn't got a BKB. Leshrac hasn't got a BKB. They're like relatively tanky, and I think that's why they feel pretty good, because they have the Eternal Shroud. There's still that threat and worry, especially playing into a Venomancer. If they can catch him first, that would be so good for a fight.
And they're trying to pivot from the Roche Pit up into Ancient's area, and they see the Slark. One of the great things about Kunkka is you cannot dispel this X mark in the Woodcomb's command comes. The torrent is there, but he's in the Shadow Dance. They're trying to chain stun him so he can't escape, and they do it. So many stuns and projectiles launched at this Slark, he couldn't escape.
Bro, that was the most anti-Slark thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god, every AoE stun under the sun came out there.
Tower is under attack.
Oh, he messed up the Dark Pact on the chip, unfortunately, which meant that he did just come back and get stunned up. I wonder if it would have gone differently otherwise, but yeah, I mean, they had so many stuns on that ground. Really nice gank, actually. Obviously, it would be nice to catch someone like Zippei because it means it's more for more kills, but the carry is by no means a sad catch.
Yeah, that's a pretty big one. It's just, taking that tier 1 is also going to help them out as well, because they've struggled to get onto this mid tower. You know, ITB are throwing everything to defend it. So that does give them a little bit of wiggle
But it is
room around the
1-1
Roche Pit in
already.
particular.
This is the
Another fight
deciding
could lead
game?
into
What the fuck?
Grabbing Aegis.
I thought it was the first game, dude.
Yeah, Zippei's
Additional
going for
rotation
4-staff, which
is
is
1-1.
pretty nice. Obviously, I am someone who highly values 4-staffs and what they give, but I would want it more for Secret's team than Into the Breaches. For Into the Breach, if you were to try and poke at the mid tower, for example, a 4-staff's not going to save your life just because of the X marks. I think usually in that situation, you either buy something like a Yules or you buy a BKB, and that's how you're going to be allowed to fight. Maybe he is playing with the intention of letting someone else, like Oteka, be the one that pushes the tower, and then if he gets gone on and gets stunned, then he can just reposition him and get him out. So it might be more of a I'm playing behind you type deal rather than I'm playing up.
And kind of set up, play with wards, hide in the trees, play from fog.
I really want to see Benno get this shard after his 4-staff though, and then go BKB.
Well, they're trying to catch this Invoker. I do have the sentry down, and they were attempting a D-ward when Supreme was contesting it in this mid lane. Now Nisha stepped forward. He does have this BKB up and already naturally tanky with that rum hangover on him. And Supreme BKB's up. Zayas blinks in. The Stampede to disengage and retreat now as Nisha has to BKB. Turns and focuses Kidaro with one slap of the sword, but not going to get any takedowns with that Sunstrike off the mark. Probably not enough damage either. Just level 2 exort, it looks like.
Would have been cool though. Damn, he's got good accuracy. But I think it's standing around mid. It will benefit both the carries. For a while, Crystallis was sort of hanging around mid, which I want to see him do. I think if I want him to get involved only when a fight breaks out and he can sort of TP to it. he needs to catch up and he needs to make use of this.
Oh, Glimmer from Puppy trying to save Zayat, but they've got Reveal down, and now they move on to the Centaur instead. Toss him back into the ice wall. Centaur just trying to stomp and delay his death. But ITV, they bring the numbers. 5 heroes mid around a catapult wave. Hitting a timing here with this Slark Aghanim Scepter. Try and push forward. They're looking for the secondary timings as well with Tiny Blink and a 4 staff on this Crystal Maiden. So getting a tower here, putting gold in your support's pockets, incredibly vital.
And now Ortega has his Ags. It means that like we'll see people playing with him more. Like he's been kind of excluded, it's felt like, from ITB's lineup as he just tries to farm up. But now, you know, if Tiny and him are close to each other, they could maybe get a kill together. We can see Invoker kind of going towards Slark. If Slark plays on these side lanes, for example, and someone shows there, it's easy to put leap into follow up by any one hero. There's kind of a lot more kill threat just by having this.
Yeah. Amplify your hero pairings.
Yeah, otherwise you're just chilling.
That is Nisha's brother, right? Supreme?
I definitely think
Supreme is Nisha's
this. They
brother.
have BKB on Invoker. Slark's feeling pretty strong with his Mage Slayer, and Chrysalis is still so far off of his BKB.
And he can disassemble the Echo, right? So he's like 800 away from doing that for the recipe of BKB. But still a little bit, needs a couple more creep waves to get himself ready and underway. I kind of liked what I saw Zibe queuing up a few moments ago. He had Aghanim Scepter in his quick buy. Having that percentage-based damage against all these tanky strength heroes would have been incredible. But it looks like he just wants to be survivable. Wants that BKB, rather.
Yeah, I want the BKB. I don't know where he's going to get his shot from, though. I do think it's really high value, and they haven't even taken first Roche yet, so he can't get it from a Roche skill.
I think Slark was also thinking about his one. Doesn't look like he's committed for it. He had a they're all like queuing these items and thinking, nah, I need BKB. Nah, I need BKB. Oh, they need ways to contend with heroes like Nisha, who are just diving into your jungle. Getting a catch on the Tiny. X-Mark boat comes through. The Stampede 4-staff. Puppy moves on to the second target now, which is the Crystal Maiden. Burst down, and Rezo grabs a double kill for himself. I could quickly shift this into a tier 2 push. Wave is already here. And level 4 Edict, no joke when you are shoving into towers.
They didn't have vision, did they? On ITB, it looked like they were sort of looking for bot, and then the smoke broke on Kunkka. I don't know if they knew who they were initiating on, or if they just... This is why this lineup is a little bit rough. You're playing into BKBs and you don't have proper lockdown for, you know, no follow-up. He uses Avalanche, and you know, there's no Boundless Strike into Let's Track, Split Earth into Centaur
Yeah.
Stomp. Like, you don't really have that follow-up. So for ITB, it would be really nice to see Invoker, for example, Supreme buy a Hex at some point. Also, Veno could potentially get it after the BKB if he wants to. Just some more lockdown. Be really keen so that your initiations are a little bit smoother.
Yeah, it's Avatos into BKB from your enemies. That's the chain of events.
Yeah, because they want to take pretty extended fights on ITB, but it kind of sucks when you smoke up and you're not able to get a kill like that. Obviously, you force the BKB from Nisha, so now you actually have a chance to smoke again and just go in, right? Reinitiate while that's on cooldown, and then you can die. Because this is the thing, these long extended fights, these fights that go on past when a BKB is down, you have so many ways to fight into them, right? You just talked earlier about how good this Axe was on Slark, being able to pounce in, then pounce out, kind of force things, go back in, play around the skirts of the fight. Meanwhile, like, Invoker's going to constantly just be wanting to cycle through his spells, so the longer a fight goes, the more he's getting out. Veno's just going to poison over you, and that's just going to do pretty long time damage over time. So yeah, here comes the smoke.
That's one of the most irritating things. If they are able to kite and bait these BKBs, Venomancer becomes incredibly potent as they pounce straight in. Slark jumps off across to the Kunkka, trying to get Nisha, but they've got the Wukongs from Chrysalis with his BKB up. They lose Nisha now, but Rezo and Chrysalis able to turn. Oh, it's just a Crystal Maiden though. That's all they get, and they're all tagged by this Poison Over and Gale. ITB, they can go back in. Supreme grabs a double kill, and the chase is on. Tornado, Avalanche, catching out Monkey King, Centaur trying to stomp them and hold them back, but the toss is there, and Secret lose 4.
What a play, man.
ITB,
What a play.
they knew that was their moment. The
Where's
window to
ITB?
strike, and they do it beautifully.
They are doing it.
They did. That is literally perfect scenario for them. And also something I really like that Oteka did in that fight is that he pounced onto Rezo, hit him once, and then changed targets. Like, I don't think he had any illusion about trying to kill Rezo because he has that BKB. But he wanted to make sure the Mage Slayer effect was on him so that he could then hit other people without caring, or at least then force Rezo to use his BKB pretty early in the fight. Right, we talk about how they want to take these longer fights. So yeah, like managing to kind of get that out instantly on Rezo is such a win for him.
And you see the strength of this Poison Nova. They're all on the run, but they're all ticking down. Lower and lower they drop. And ITB all pretty... Like, nobody bought back, right? They're all super healthy. They go into that fight. Just the fact that Kunkka BKB is down makes it a hellish battle for Secret.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It was good for them. They just took that initial little spat that caused deaths, but they got the BKB, they got what they wanted. They had their condition to go take the fight, and they did it. So now for Secret, looking at them,
Well, not only
they've been
BKB
really
down,
doubling
but
down
also
on
there's
just managing
board
to
buff.
get damage out,
So
right?
board
Like,
was
he's just
also
going for
down,
this
that is why
nameless
Kunkka died
build.
so fast.
He isn't going
And also
for the
not
AC
getting the
hex
board
build.
buff on your team when Venomancer
Chrysalis
ulti
is
is
trying
a
to finish his
great thing.
BKB. He did use it that last fight, but he's not quite got damage items yet. He'll need to go for that. I know Lestrak was kind of piling on that Eternal Shroud and wanting to fight early with the Kaya and stuff, but it kind of was just not giving them avenues to really fight because ITB had some pretty good early game wards down. I guess going into the future, ways that they can start fights is with this blink on Tusk. If you can get a punch off on Invoker, that could lead to just all of the follow-ups chain stun that we've talked about.
Is this one of those games where it's like all down to who jumps first? It's like who dares wins, who jumps first. They're the ones that actually get the fight they want. Because it feels that way, especially for ITB. I don't know about Secret.
It's hard for me to say, just because, like I said, I think ITB want to force out cooldowns and then they want to go. If they fully commit in, maybe with all these BKBs on Secret, it's not that bad because they have so many stuns. Like if they get stunned on you,
There's a catch on Nisha. He's going to have to BKB up to get out of the frostbite. Science and Rezo trying to turn, but they miss the split earth as the Wukong from Chrysalis comes out onto Zibe. Gets out his Poison Nova though, as they'll lose the center in the back to Oteka. No, he pops his wand. Glimmer Cape away. And now the Slark in a bit of trouble. Trying to stack up Essence Shift. He pounces, not quite across the cliffs. But he's hidden here by the high ground ward spot. Now another pounce gets him down to low ground. Secret, they lose one, getting a couple of kills, but expending a lot as the Sunstrike just off the mark there, looking for those low HP stragglers after the Poison Nova.
huh? That played out exactly how I thought it would. Well, that makes me feel good. Like this. They get the toss right, but because they have so little stuns, it doesn't really do anything. Nisha just BKBs and walks back, and then suddenly they have full vision of where ITB is. They put these high ground wards down. And it just, I mean, they had them down, sorry, at the start of the fight even. And you just see the ability for them to kind of counter turn with their BKB, and there's not really much ITB can do. They need more items, I think, to make plays like that. They need hexes, they need a basher on Oteka, or like at least if Secret turn, for example, right, this depth shroud, the shard on the Slark, if he can put that down on Zibe, that might make him able to sustain a little bit longer. He's gone this 4-star to try and get himself out of the Monkey King ult, but it's not enough as we saw.
And Slark needs a partner. He can't be doing all this on his own. In that fight, he was kind of isolated. After the Tiny jumped in, retreated, and fell into the Wukong's command, Slark was up on that high ground, battling on his own.
Yeah.
Need a little bit more.
Maybe the fight turns differently if they didn't play under that high ground ward, though. Because Secret did see everything. And you're in this sort of small area, right? The entirety of ITB, for them to get into the fight, they have to go up this very narrow staircase.
The choke point.
Yeah, it's like a pretty rough choke point, where Secret are just playing from different angles. They got Chrysalis in the trees.
Exactly right. He's got an angle of his own.
Yeah. I do think, though, it's better for ITB to play either a poke game or play to get pickoffs on side lanes, for now, until they have more items. Secret will just get... Secret are very strong when they're together. That's kind of like the nicest thing for them. You know, you have so many tanky heroes that take so long to die. Like all these BKBs as well. It's very hard for ITB to sort of commit heroes in without getting punished in some way. Zayats is able to delay a death on someone with that Blink Snowball. You know, Rezo's just pumping out extreme AoE damage. The more that you pop into them, the more they like it. All this cleave damage from Nisha, so on, so on.
Hey, like Glimmer Cape from Puppey, and we were talking about how greedy he can be as a, I don't know, he's just not a position 5, is he? We can't call him that. He is a position 4 from the safe lane. He's higher net worth than the Tusk. Has his Blink Dagger now as well. Philosopher's Stone obviously helping out to get to these bigger items. But now another form of initiation from Secret where Puppey can be that selfless initiator. He doesn't mind if he jumps in and dies as long as he gets out his spells and allows his Nisha and Chrysalis carries to actually stay alive. That's his ideal goal. And it feels like every blink and every initiation form you have, it like amplifies the previous one you got. So you got Blink on Tusk, then Blink on Centaur, you got Primal Spring from Monkey King. Kunkka with a Silver Edge can gap close and get on top of people, along with the X marks. Everything here makes life much more challenging for heroes like Slark and Invoker, who you've been talking about, want to kind of play the outskirts, reset, draw these fights out. If they're being permanently jumped and chased, they're not comfortable. They can't go doing this back and forth gameplay.
Exactly. I guess the later the game goes and the more damage and tools that ITB get, though, you have to respect and fear Ari's tossback more on Tiny. Especially if he gets a key target, because, yeah, they got Nisha there, but if you can kill someone like Monkey King at the start of a fight, that would be pretty huge for them. Because then he's not able to get that Wukong's command down, because that Wukong's was massive last fight. It pretty much just instantly blew up Zue.
Yeah, there's a pain. Oh, Slark. He's jumping in aggressively. X-Mark, torrented, split earth, Nisha in, the boat, the full staff save with the BKB and the Shadow Dance. He still dies though to Rezo's Edict. And chasing towards Kidara's Maiden, but a good move up towards that little nook on the high ground there. Does get the TP away.
A little bit of greed. A little bit of greed, Gary. Didn't want to pop his BKB for that X-Marks.
Sometimes you just gotta do it.
Yeah, relying on that Dark Pact. Obviously a nice force off from Kidara, but Edict goes through BKB. Can't just use that and hope you'll be okay if you're that low health.
Absolutely can't. It looks like ITB still wanting to mount a defense on his tier 1. Chrysalis missing that boundless strike means no follow through from Puppey and Zayat. And they are eyeing up an initiation, and they will find the Blink Stomp, the force staff for the X drag back. They've got him inside the Wukong's command. BKB a bit of safety for Supreme. As they turn onto Zibe, he got out his Poison Nova, so irritating for Secret to continue fighting, but they're going to get the kills regardless. Even with that Poison Nova on them, they're also tanky. They killed the tier 1 and only lose the Tusk.
They're ticking down from it.
That's the thing. This is a situation
really
where
anyone else.
If they had the Slark alive there, you could see them chasing, right? ITB would chase, find another kill, a bonus one on the Monkey or the Kunkka.
Yeah, that's exactly how they want to play the fights, and they're not getting them given to them by Secret right now. I think even if you look to that fight that ITB lost initially on that high ground, that was kind of an example, right, of Secret not giving things to them. They're standing on the high ground together as a team. They're bunched up, ready, waiting to counter. I think something that Into the Breach do a lot is group up and try and take a lot of fights. And I think in the games that Secret have lost to them, they've been a little bit spread out. They've not been bunching together as a team and getting picked off. And that's sort of what allows ITB to really chase them down. So this game, they've done a much, much better job of sticking together and covering each other.
Yeah, it's also kind of interesting heading into late game now. Like, look at Secret, and they've got Monkey, Lesh, and Kunkka, these 3 cores who can scale with multiple sources, like magical and physical damage. ITB kind of just have the Slark, but they've got the kind of anti-carry in the Veno that's going to contend with Secret's tankiness. And Invoker, he has these weird ups and downs, right? He has like good early game, weird mid game, but then when he starts transitioning hard into Exort, like he's pretty much already there. You start considering him as one of the real strong super late game heroes. BKB start wearing down, they're down to 6 seconds, and then his spells can start opening up much better. They're smoking up top. Scanning, spotting the vision. Kidara de-wards. Secret are preparing themselves for this though. They are ready to jump and they'll see Ari, but he's already blinked away. Zayat with the shards, trapping the Tusk in and giving a bit of vision, forcing the self-fuels. That'll lead to the torrent though. And now Otaka is in onto Zayat, but Puppey blinks back in. The boat, the kill. Where did Slark go?
Slark died so fast,
screen. Didn't he just crit him down? I thought that was the Tiny. It gets destroyed. Now Rezo chasing with a slow out of the storm. They force the BKB from Zibe. A lot of damage from Nisha. That's where it's coming from. These big Tidebringer crits and hits.
What the hell, Gary?
Can we see that back?
Completely with you. Yes, I have to see that. I thought Tiny died.
Because he pounced in and lost 80% of his health. Look at how much damage. Yeah, this Kunkka's doing. 1,000 damage from the Kunkka to that Slark. Oh, that's bonkers.
He got 1,100 clip from Kunkka.
I think Otaka is starting to realize how liberal he needs to be with his beat.
Haha.
This is the second fight in a row now where he's tried to hold on to it.
And a quick Roshan for Secret, giving it to Resolution so he can keep moving forward aggressively, be that frontliner for
I
them.
think he's gonna make us some tank item now. Maybe Assault
I do think
Curious
that
or Get
this
Scotty.
BKB stuff is sort of a symptom of how they want to play. Where when I talk about wanting to sort of force Secret to use stuff and then they want to catch them on the way out and try and hunt, run them down. Obviously, if you use your BKB to start a fight, you're not really getting what you want. You want to force them to use stuff. You don't want to use stuff yourself. You're playing this hero like Slark that can pounce in, pounce out, uses depth shroud, use a shadow dance. He doesn't want to just commit hardcore, but these heroes are this draft even from Secret. It is very much geared to punish you fully if you don't use that BKB. So looking forward, I'm sure he'll just be a little bit more careful. It's gonna get worse and worse from here on out. As Nisha gets more damage, these crits are gonna get bigger. He's gonna be so much, and
It's not something we usually see Slark buying an AC, but he knows he needs the armor to survive.
I told you, he's gonna buy AC.
Against Kunkka. They've got this Deso on the Monkey King, so that's only amplifying the physical damage from Tag Team, from Wukongs, and Tidebringer in particular.
things are getting better for Secret for sure now. Now they have this Aegis, they can poke at the high ground and force TPs back from ITB. They can also kind of form that sort of wall across the map as... whoops, oh my god, my puppy died.
Yeah, TP top trying to hold out the wave. Nah, just a...
Yeah.
He's a position 5.
Yeah,
look at Poppy's gold, man. Position 5, 460.
That's 40 seconds of Aegis kind of wasted, though. And this is where Secret maybe want to sit back a little bit.
Yeah, they can go for that push on bot to kind of force TP. They're just resetting the lane now. I guess they'll look for some kills top. They can push this all the way out and take that tier 2 tower top. I think their aim with this Aegis will be to take these 2 towers. And if they can take those, that just makes it much easier for them to hold the triangle, for example. God, Kidoro nearly dying to that crit from Invis.
Yeah, Nisha, not kidding around. Got his Orchid now as well on this Kunkka. So another way to play around after the BKBs, or even just force a BKB early by putting your Orchid on people. And what are we down to now? 6 on the Invoker, 7 on the Slark. Veno's still up at 8, so Zippe can have that extended BKB for himself. And then over on the Dire side, of course, Monkey down to 6, Lash down to 6, Kunkka down to 6. They've all spent their BKBs to play actively these first 36 minutes.
Lots of playing.
Razzo has everybody behind him. It looks like Secret, they know there's going to be vision here from ITB. They don't want to play into it, so they're holding back, waiting for ITB to come to their ward instead. That's what ITB are going to do. They're going to oblige, but Puppy a little out of position, but a quick blink and a 4-staff glimmer. Oh, the speedy reactions out of Puppy.
I think he's clipped himself.
He has. And Rezo sprinting forward, not going to connect with anyone. Yeah, Puppy proving age doesn't matter. He's got the reactions of even some of these younger Zoomers.
Does. Oh, he's going to look to cut top now, it looks like. The Chrysalis. I mean, they're smoked.
This is risky. They're going to turn around, though. Finding the Tusk instead. Rezo clipped by the Gale, but Ari, he's dead.
That is a good X-Mark play from
Quite a bit of damage onto Rezo here, and a good EMP Tornado. Looking to try and reinitiate, but with this Agnum Shard on the Lesh, these Split Earths just building up in areas of control. Secret are so good at taking choke point fights. You don't want to meet them on a staircase or a ramp or in Roshan. You want, like, ITB need open spaces to fight, don't they?
Yeah, it works for them both in a little way, right? If you're getting put in a choke point on Secret, then Invoker's gonna land all of his spells. Everyone's sort of together for the Zippe to use his ult, but it definitely favors Secret a lot. Nice reaction from Otaken there.
Well, there he goes. Pouncing back to safety. Closing in on his Assault Cuirass.
Secret can kind of start on whoever they want.
And they're going to start on Kidaro. Simple kill, dragging back. Crystal Maiden going to be held down by Ari here, though. And Kidaro with a freezing field, with BKB up for Otaker, is turning to fight into Nisha, but now the Wukongs from Chrysalis forces them all back. Quite a lot of cooldowns expended by Secret just to keep Nisha and the rest of them alive.
That's fine, but they have to back now. They're quite low mana and resources. This Aegis is about to expire. You are looking now to just reset this map, get your resources, and then look to re-engage. They have these double wards on the triangle, so there is a chance that they could try and smoke into it again to sort of defend the territory that they've claimed. I think ITB actually think they might even just be up there. They're gonna poke his head up.
Nobody here, just an obs and a sentry.
Okay. Crystallis is getting his mana back now.
Difficult to catch this. Nisha Kunkka, though, using X-Mark to shove waves safely. And they are smoking down into bottom Ancients, seeing Zayat, but again, the blink away from this pounce. Puppey and Zayat, both very quick with their fingers to jump away from him. And Slark even there had the Cloak of Flames, which I think tagged the Tusk, but there's that window, right? The brief moment of being able to blink. Ari, though, going to make sure they get the catch, kill the Tusk. Split Earth landing from Rezo, and a lot of damage in towards this Tiny and Slark. They'll just focus Ari down, get Rezo this beyond
This
goal
Ortega
straight,
is very good with the
10-0-7.
slug punches. He uses tap to
Marching
use directional phase,
Team Secret still feeling
and
comfortable.
then
That buyback from Zion is
pounces.
just amassing
So
their
he
forces
uses
down
tap,
bottom.
then uses a directional phase, then pounces. This means that he can always connect the
high
links.
ground, but I don't think they use
That is how you
BKBs
play
on
Slug.
Secret.
Especially with the Aghanim Center,
they
because
didn't. So
it
it's
has a
still
long
hard for them to
range.
fight.
So you can always connect
his
that.
either, which is pretty big. There's
But you have to be, you need to practice that a lot
here where they
with the tab, because
don't
it is
have
not
row
that
shots,
easy
so
as it
everyone's not
sounds.
super
It
clamoring
is
around top, but we
clearly
should
not
see
easy at
soon.
all.
ITB will try to fully control like this triangle play around a ward of their
It's
own.
not easy on
We've
this
seen it 100 times.
Slug.
You put the high ground ward down, you see everything, you play into it, you sit there for 5 minutes, and then you smoke into each other, and a massive fight happens.
That's the way of things. I try to catch Supreme top, but he's pretty quick out of there with the Ghost Walk and the Boots of Travel Speed. Man, I was in the draft, I was saying there's the potential for this Leshrac to be position 1, right? And even though it was from the off lane, it kind of has become this carry. 28,000 net worth on Rezo, unkilled. Really amassing this huge inventory of items, heading into Scythe of Vice next. An absolute
Playing like
monster.
a beast. Yeah, Crystallis is lagging behind in net worth, but you see why. It's because everything's gone into Rezo. And it's not like he's, not going to be able to do anything in these fights by being behind. He's going to get that Wukongs off. He has a nullifier. He's kind of just making sure that they have all the tools necessary for his teammates to just do maximum amounts of damage.
Oh, Slark, stunned up, gets off his Dark Pact, and Wukong's there again, zoning ITB back. An awkward engagement, as it looks like ITB will swing to turn with a toss back on Lesh. They can't focus him down though. Rezo is far too tanky. They're poking and prodding, waiting at the Wukongs. In comes Supreme with Alacrity on Outtaker. Good Deafening Blast going to push them back, but Rezo, he's still up and running. Out of mana though at this point, so lacking the damage a bit from Secret, as the Slark will get away in a great 3-man avalanche. Snowball
Fuck
across
Slark.
the side, back into the Slark. They don't get him though.
Oh my
A pounce
God.
away gives them the safety they need. And there we go with Nisha, critting them down. Just gets a triple kill off the back of a Tidebringer strike. And Puppey in the end did Stampede Blink to catch the Slark. A dragged out extended fight, even heading towards the Roche Pit with the Slark there, but Secret come out on top.
Are just ahead. They are ahead in net worth. They're so tanky. You're really feeling how hard it is for Slark to kill. He's queued up this basher earlier, but he realized I can't go for it. I have to go to the armor. Like you said, playing into Nisha and doing all this damage is so hard. Like he needs the AC instead. And as a result, they just don't have this lockdown. I think it's like much harder for ITB. You even see in that fight, Veno's BKB goes down, and then the Kunkka just reinitiates on him and kills him because he can't get away. There's nothing he can do. Same goes, honestly, at this point for Slark. Now that, because he's not really strong enough, doing enough damage, it means that Rezo, for example, is just living through everything. He has armor, he has tankiness, he has a Bloodstone, an Eternal Shroud, and then he's the one living longer and outputting all that damage with Pulse Nova onto the Slark.
Yeah, and I think it's got to be said, you've been talking about it even back into Europe East, now into Europe West, 4 staffs. we've seen games where nobody's picked them up, and we are really, really focusing on them now because we've got, what, four staffs in this game? And in that team fight, you could see the Monkey King drifting around, getting double 4-staffed away from the Slark, away from
Crystal
the tiny
Medal is
tossback,
dead.
and any
Unless
forms
the
of
Lord
initiation
Taker comes,
ITB
oh,
had.
fuck. He
And
is
the same
too late.
story from ITB as well. You know, Crystal Maiden has one.
See,
Tiny
boys.
might be looking for, yeah, he's looking for one as well, on top of the Venos 4-staff that he's already picked up. So many ways to kite BKBs, extend these team fights, and give you more opportunities to move back in.
I think they're just really struggling on ITB to kind of lock someone down to do enough damage. Like you talk about the 4-stars, yeah, you're getting a toss back and he's instantly kind of getting out, or having a Satanic, having a BKB that gives him like a second, third life to sort of stand his ground, get out, and ITB just don't have that lockdown to stop him from doing it. This is why I really wanted to see a Hex on Invoker. If you're able to Hex, you know, start with a tiny Avalanche combo, follow up with a Hex, put down some Strike, Meteor, Slark hitting them. If you're able to burst someone, it makes your fights just much easier. That hurts so much, man. There's so much damage, dude.
So yeah, Zibe is standing on his high ground mid. Nisha cleaves off the wave, and yeah, half HP. One Tidebringer, and he's half HP.
He went for pure damage.
All this
He's got
AoE
470
threat from
damage.
Secret. They even bought Hex
474.
on Rezo. Like, they understand that if they just have more ways to lock down ITB, they can just win these fights. They just have more stuns.
Yeah, because we're not seeing Lincolns or Lotuses. Oh, Lincolnses or Lotuses.
Lincolnses and Lotuses.
I might start thinking about those soon against the Scythe of Ice. But every wave now starting to trend towards Radiant base. Bot shoved in by Rezo. 3 members of Secret moving from mid up into Ancients.
You just need to pick off, man.
I mean, ITB see them coming. Frostbite to delay them moving forward. As Nisha, Crystallis, they get on top of Ari. Tiny being focused. Artica can't really get in on top of anybody, so they'll just lose the Tiny here, and now Secret charging in. They see Supreme, can they catch him in his BKB? He drops the meatballs on them. Crystallis thinking about the Wukongs, but a lot of magic damage coming his way. Jumping across, still holding on to their Aegis, of course, while the Slark gets his BKB off and kills off the Tusk, but what now? It is BKB to run, and Monkey King, he's keeping his eyes on him. Trying to find the Slark kill while Nisha in the back. X marking Zippe. Will be able to find this Veno. Ooh, maybe not with the ice wall down. Resolution chasing him, sights him, finds the kill. Another 2 swift takedowns by Secret as they get up to high ground. Puppy sidesteps the Sunstrike, but double catapults with Nisha frontlining. BKB's up, grabs the maid and takes her out. Ace wide open for Secret. A buyback start to come out. And Nisha looking a little worse for wear, but you can still X-Mark TP home and maybe return to the fight. The other side is not worth it. Oh yeah, and a Satanic. So they can stick around if they want to.
Nullify is quite impactful. Coming on Crystallis, just because it makes these like Yules on Tiny, 4-stars on CM and stuff. All these aren't very effective against Nullified. It purges them, and you're just kind of stuck there. Just like all this mobility that they're trying to itemize to deal with Secret's lineup means that none of it's really working.
Secret again going in with a Hex. Artica gonna give himself a bit of safety here with the Shadow Dance, but Resolution still doing damage through it, and Puppy found the jump on Supreme. Invoker away with a Death Shroud help. Rezo's beyond godlike though, killing the Maiden off. And Team Secret really transferring this net worth lead into insurmountable pressure against ITB. Still holding Aegis for another minute and a half. And they'll do this TP home, X mark back so they can keep themselves in this Radiant Ancient area.
Maybe at this point you gotta just consider the last ditch efforts of defending your base and playing off a tiny toss back. The Ari is 1 level away from getting his toss requires no target as well, which might make it easier.
Supreme sees Rezo pushing that bottom wave, and he's got Slark and Tiny with him. Got to catch Rezo. He's got that Trickster cloak. Goes in Viz, runs away. Yeah, Radiant even scanning the trees to figure out where he's gone.
It's so difficult playing into this gem when Secret have such lane presence. Because I think if you want to make plays like that, you need to ward like lanes in advance and stuff, so you see like the areas that people are moving into when they're falling back on the map. The Secret, for the most part, they're playing super forward. They're playing in a line outside of your base. Oh, but they're gonna find Zayas maybe? Or Zayas is gonna find Taker.
Slog is afraid. Yeah, if you see one Secret hero, you expect everybody behind him. Nisha and Puppy not too far away.
Yeah.
Wait, did Zayas see that? He did. Tiny blinking over him. And I'll find the Tiny in this tree line. Resolution straight there. It was the high ground ward that spotted them just on the corner. Stampede? What's that for? It's for Chrysalis. He's BKB'd and looking to run away. Over on the left-hand side of the map. ITB, they've
He's got latent poison now on Venomancer. Let's see his impact.
I don't think Secret are going to be afraid. 41,000 net worth to the good. And there's Nisha. BKB'd up. Getting bashed by the Slug, but Otta could BKB wearing out quickly. So it's just the trade of the Magic community in that mid lane, and this is going to allow Resolution a bit of freedom just to walk up high ground. No, it doesn't want to do it. Right, this is Secret being very respectful, very deliberate about their movements. Like that tier 3 is on 300 HP. Wouldn't take much to kill it off.
Maybe something they could do is on Secret side is X mark siege. Like you just X your Lash, send him up, and then X mark him back. That is you. I think the reason why they're scared to do it is because of the tornado and the Yules on Tiny.
Yeah.
Both of these can just, if you catch them at the end of the X, then yeah, it leaves you stranded. I'm just trying to think of all the ways that they could maybe poke, because there's obviously like, you go up. As long as you kind of keep making sure you're turning around a bit, you can always force off them out. I think they're just scared of any situation where someone gets tossed back into the base, or someone dies or gets blown up, and boy, this
Supreme blinks away. Ari, the next target of choice, gets his avalanche before being hexed. Otaku jumps in, but the stuns are landing. The Slug, down to half health, gets off the Shadow Dance and pounces out. BKB still on cooldown for him, and Supreme,
20 HP.
20 HP!
Shit.
Gets back to high ground, but Team Secret, another decisive move, forcing ITB to stay in their base as the Sunstrike off the mark again.
Wait, they did not use the X-Mark on him.
I think he even bought a Fairy Fire in the fountain there, just to make sure.
Don't leave up to chance.
Secret probably thinking here, just wait for next Roshan, get that Aegis in our hands.
Look
then
at
we're
this
much more
position 5, man. He's 3,500 HP. He's got
They're
this
not sweating
card.
with how they approach this.
Oh my
honestly.
god, he's got the scepter.
They're just gonna keep trying to punish
Hitch a ride,
ITB every time
dude.
they leave
Hitch a
their base.
ride. He's got the scepter, dude.
Clark, another pounce, ready in a second, Puppy.
Okay, I want to see the
Landing a
hitch
stun.
the ride, dude. I've never seen it in game, personally.
It's like a
I
severe
wanna see
lack
the
of
hits
vision
to
from
right.
both teams on this map. Usually we see 20 sentries, 5 observer wards all over the place. Against the Slug and against the Gem. There's lots of ways for both teams to remove a lot of this vision. Zion's going to come back in and replace it. Prepare for the potential Roshan in 10 seconds.
I think they've sweeped on Secret from top to bot, and they know that there's no vision now on ITB. So this is why they're placing these wards now. It just means that they have the ability to always see where they're coming from, or going to, sorry, I should say, and have that ability to smoke to it. They are split right now, so this could be a perfect opportunity for Into the Breach.
Yeah. I mean, Puppy has his Aghanim Scepter. We have the cart of Centaur. How's he going to get farm? He's got 16,000 net worth on his Centaur now. Oh, no, I mean, imagine he puts the Lash in the cart and just roams around with all that magic damage being pumped out.
Oh, fuck.
Keeping bottom now. Nisha with Rezo. Pouncing on Ari's Tiny. He does have buyback. Not sure.
What are you even carting?
The Lash, right?
Yeah, but I mean, usually you cart because the idea is it's used as a save. But Into the Breach don't have any chain lockdown to threaten you. You would need to use the cart.
He's just having a bit of fun, isn't he, Puppy?
Yeah, a little bit of a giggle.
What should I spend my money on? Oh, yeah, let's get cart, ether lens, Octarine, yeah.
Has been killed.
I know a little bit about it because obviously I think everyone and their mother like messed around with it when it first came out. And if you do like a max range blink, it breaks the cart. If you were to hitch a ride with Lesh and then blink in. You can only do a small jump.
Okay.
Also, poor Keto is gonna die.
Poor little maiden.
They
It
can
looks like
push
tier
high
three
ground
mid
now.
as
This is
well.
level
Yeah.
30 less track, man. Oh my god,
Radiant
look
does
at
have a
his
glyph.
items, dude.
20 seconds for Roche. Something
He's
secret gonna happen
40,000
in the back of
network.
their minds. There it is. The soft seed from
45.
Nisha. This X mark go up. Get a couple of hits in. EMP is going to be irritating as well, but now that's on cooldown. They can return to the high ground. The ITB down a hero, trying to fight 4v5 here seems like a losing battle no matter where you look at it.
If we look at the buybacks in this game,
The jump from Rezo. He's poking at them, and then X mark dragged back. Quite disciplined from Secret here.
yeah, everyone, a lot of people have buybacks, Gary. So this fight could be. You know, there is ways to throw if they commit all their buybacks on ITB after you've used your BKB and they start to hunt you down. Oh, they found Supreme?
Oh, yeah, I mean, the Ghost Walk tagged onto Chrysalis, so they know he's nearby. Trying to get Zayat here with the gem. They're going to catch a glimpse of him in a second. Zayat, he guesses incorrectly, goes left instead of right. Nearly had Supreme here. He's going to show on that top wave now. Blinking into the trees, split
fuck.
earth. Oh, that was close.
1 second.
There's still
Very
room for
close.
Secret. DD Rune is up at top. Roshan is alive. What's he holding? Refresher shard.
Oh, Roche. It's like, who are we talking about?
The big boy.
He doesn't hold things, he only hits people.
Doing the punches. ITB, this is going to be one of their last ditch efforts though. Looks like they want to go up to that high ground to the right hand side of Roshan. Sunstrike will scout it. Radiant kills it in fact. So that means Chrysalis snatches the Aegis. Nice little bit of bonus there for the Invoker. While Rezo, he just goes straight on in. Shiver's guards try to give a bit of vision. Catch onto Ari, and he refreshes up as well. Rezo with another stun, follow through, finds the tiny wall down in the river. Zibe focused by the DD from Chrysalis. Pickoffs here from Secret, allowing them to chase forward. Another refresh up as Chrysalis just jumps onto the Maiden. Nullifies, he should be able to
There's not
slide
a
down
board,
with
so
another
you can't
primal
really
string.
catch
Catches
him,
out
so
the
he-
Maiden for a double kill. And there's no buyback on the Venno.
Oh fuck
Attacker.
is. Oh shit.
Shadow Dance, pounce.
Look
He does
how
have a
difficult
TP
it
with
is to
Trickster's
catch this
Cloak.
luck.
Not working against the gem. Zayat got revealed, but he doesn't have the move speed to keep up with the Slark wall. Back in the mid lane, Supreme has been
There's
forced
not
to
a
BKB
BKB.
against this Monkey and Kunkka. Aegis, not going to be claimed. Good attempt from the Supreme Invoker and the Sunstrike, another bit of chip damage. A Secret focusing on objectives. The Ghost Ship fleet flying across the Kunkka. Look to
No
finish off this
buyback on
barracks.
Taker.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Hard defense.
Down to bottom they go. Melee racks in the mid lane, 20 health, just one hit away from dying. They let the creeps do the job there. Get 2 lanes for themselves, Secret here. As Nisha refreshes himself.
Radiant's middle barracks.
There's refreshers
Careful.
galore. Like, Lesh has an orb, refresher orb. Monkey has refresher orb, and then we have the refresher shard and Kunkka. They've just got so many BKBs and spells. They're ready to go in for like round 7 of fighting up in his high ground base. Everyone alive now from ITB. But with the Wukong's down, it's just impossible to
Very
initiate.
tiny smoke.
We don't have refreshers, so no more Wukongs now.
That's true. I keep one lane alive. Overwhelming blink. And the X mark back.
Radiant's courier.
Team Secret do still have that Aegis on the Monkey King.
Now they can wait for Wukongs to come up again and just do the same thing. Now that you have the additional ring, like this is what's keeping Tiny away from you. Ari wants to walk in and toss someone back. That's pretty much the only real play that they have to try and combat this high ground. And when all these rings come out, I don't even know if the blink range is long enough for you to get in there unless you come from the side.
Yeah, it's hard. Did we see the cart in that last team fight? I want to say no.
I didn't watch Puppy.
Oh, they jumped Rezo here, but that's not the target you can really burst down and kill off. They're giving it a good old try, but Rezo turns with his BKB. Eat it going. Ataka jumps away as Tiny is the one to die, but in comes Nisha, aiming for Zibe. Poisono is in on the Kunkka. Doesn't seem to bother Secret too much, though. 3 lanes converging towards the Radiant base. Slark has spotted a DD rune top. Maybe the edge he needs to actually stick it in one of these team fights. Going for a refresher of himself, so he's got multiple BKBs, but still requires a bit more money for buyback. 400 gold for it.
63k net worth lead. It's not looking hot for ITB. All they can really do is crazy smokes like this with creeps in their base, giving Secret all the knowledge that they need to know that they are definitely coming for them right now. They can just get back together. This should be like a fun fight.
Yeah, something's not quite right with no one in the base. Puppey tossed around. The travel's going to get cancelled out because of it, so they won't have that Lesh coming in. Tusk getting the punch in onto the Invoker, and the boat's crashing on top of them. It's a good freezing field BKB from Kadaro inside this Wukong's commando, and they are getting through Chrysalis HP pool. Aegis down. Rezo focused. Onto with his DD rune. He's getting the job done. Kills off a couple now. The return from Chrysalis and Nisha pouncing in towards the slot as they also kill the Veno and the rest in that middle lane. Finding out the Tiny. The tossback's not going to help him. Puppey and Nisha surround the Tiny, but he blinks away. Gets out with his ninja gear. As Otaka's Slark. He wants to continue fighting, but they've lost everybody now.
The hunt keep going from ITB. I mean, 2 dead, including Lesh. Or now or never.
Supreme. Oh, Nisha knows he's there. Ghost Walk tagged him.
That DD damage, though. I mean, my god, he shredded Puppey. He shredded Chrysalis, and then he shredded Rezo. That was terrifying. I mean, the presence of mind to go for that power rune on Otaker and using that high ground ward on that cliff to see it out. And instantly smoke up. I mean, yeah, okay.
Oh, man.
Secret's not coming. Sure, there's creeps in the base. There's no one there. They have to be running at us, right? But they were so spread out. They just didn't quite have everyone in position to sort of disengage from it. No, take it with this refresher. Actually, honestly, not bad. Getting the double Shadow Dance, the double BKB Depth Shroud, it let him live long enough in that fight. I mean, he didn't even die, but it let him just keep going at Lestrange. Like, the biggest issue for him, I think this refresher was a pretty banging pickup.
I mean, our observer there, he's opened up the chat, he's looked at the kill feed. 1,674 gold from that Rezo kill to Kadaro, and 2,200 spread across 3 heroes. That was a massive kill. You know, he's a 50k worth.
Fuck, they caught him one time with that bomb. Oh shit, that is one mistake.
That's a huge kill for Secret. Beautifully executed.
He showed on the lane and he used dark pack, and then there's no dark pack for 4 seconds.
They need to force that
3
buyback
seconds.
pretty much is
they
what
just
they'll do
punish
now.
that.
Push this high ground, get the buyback, reset.
Yes, X marks the spot.
Minutes until Roche spawn.
Yeah, and I don't think ITB can contend with mega creeps. They don't have the best ways of clearing out waves. If they lose this lane of barracks, it's lights out. Zibe, Ari smoked up, moving around, but the Wukong's command is down on the ground from Chrysalis. Has a nice zone of control there as Rezo just getting his BKB out. The pouncing from Altica inside the Wukongs. Has a Shadow Dance up and is chasing in towards Puppey. Can't latch onto a target, and they've got Nisha in the car. He's being dragged around and saved up by the Centaur. Now Rezo with the refresh back in towards them. Katara's freezing field gonna do a decent amount here and kill off Chrysalis. Rezo, he's dying to that freezing field. The Crystal Maiden doing so much damage. Controlling up Secret as they try to push high ground, and the catch on the Zayas in the top corner there. Supreme finds another kill. ITV, they lose their racks. They kind of hold their base with a great team fight, but Secret, they committed.
That is
the buildings.
You just buyback on Chrysalis. That is probably the biggest thing that came out of that defense. Like right now, obviously Rezo is this big end game boss for them to deal with, but I think they've shown now with the refresher they have enough damage and gusto to kind of kill him. I mean, Kidaro's doing so much damage with that freezing field as well. Now he's got his GK and he's going for a refresher as well. I mean, all that money he got from that Rezo kill paying off, isn't it?
He did the most damage in that fight, 6,500 compared to the Invokers like 5.5. Slark did 2.8.
Yeah, it's really, really powerful.
It's a 10k net worth swing as well. Another 7,000 gold going to ITB.
I do think that they can defend the mega creeps just with like Veno like walling up the base with this plague wards and all this stuff. Also, by the way, he has latent toxicity, but I don't think I've ever fully noticed it in these fights. I'm sure it's happening, but I'm like not realizing that the stuns are coming from him.
There's so much going on, right? There's Wukong
Yeah.
statues, there's plague wards, tornadoes.
It's the ride.
They're getting the fights that they want. Just
Sure,
from
I
Slot
don't
being
know
able
what
to
it
go
is.
in. I think the biggest thing, even though he's not doing the most damage, the biggest thing he is doing is putting himself in there and going on people with an Abyssal Blade, like locking people down. I've been stressing how little lockdown ITB have, so when they do have this double Abyssal Blade, basically, it's pretty good and gives Kidara that space to get a really good freezing field off. Because they
This
don't
lag
have a
and like
master
60
on
armor,
the
dude.
Monkey King or anything like that. Like, there's
Oh,
no
yeah,
way for them to
60
cancel a
armor.
freezing field, other than just straight up trying to kill him. But he gets a lot of armor from that freezing field too. But
Yeah.
Secret are in a
This
really
X
good
machine
spot.
gives armor, not 20.
ITB can potentially get that game win if they're able
He's
to
got
find
X
into
machine also,
Chrysalis. That's
fuck.
their biggest.
3
biggest
BKBs
killer
on
you
this
can
hero,
get.
man. This
It is
is
right now. And yeah, just looking at these tier 5
Fuck.
neutral items coming out, we saw Puppy has the Book of the Dead, and that's going to be incredibly irritating for ITB when they're against Mega Creeps and Book of the Dead, with already the wave push that Secret have shown that they have.
Wait, when did it hit 64 minutes? What the hell?
We are deep in late game territory now, Cheapo. I mean, this is why you're absolutely right. The key points here are buybacks, and Chrysalis, dying there, buying back. That is absolutely one of a pivotal scenarios for ITB to find a way back into this game. But Secret, they're going to smoke, keep them under the cosh, make sure that they're pressuring back into this base, not giving opportunities for ITB to smoke out and find kills. And Roshan's back up in 30 seconds. The fourth one this game, fifth one, I've lost track at this point. Monkey King pouncing in. Resolution. He's out of that. Looked like Ari might be jumping onto the Lesh. Instead, they're clearing out waves and struggling to do so.
It's so scary, Gary. That usually when it gets to this late in the game, or when you know teams can chain stun you, you buy an Eon disc. But they don't have any on ITB, so if they do get caught out, I think that's why Rezo is so good at, feels so confident to jump. Oh,
I mean, what else we got?
Next rows, boys.
Supreme,
Next rows.
Ex Machina on the
So we're
slot.
gonna have the scepter now. I think they give it to this Tusk.
purple Abyssal Blade,
Tusk does not have a scepter.
Triple BKB.
purple BKB, yeah. Jesus. So scary.
ITB to the pit. Tiny gets a bit of a catch on Zayats, and here's Kadara with a freezing field inside the Wukong's command. There's a lot going on inside these circles, but Ari and Kadara will drop quickly. No buyback on the Tiny, and they found Supreme. Even under the Depth Shroud, doing a lot of AoE damage into it, but he's going to get away. 4 staffs back to safety
Fuck, look
outside
at
of the
my
Wukong.
face.
Rezo and Nisha trying to close the gap onto Otake here. Throw the Nullifier at him.
At 38
But
FPS,
Secret, they
boys.
hold their ground. They know that this Wukong's is impenetrable, and ITB,
Awesome.
they don't get their hands on anything.
I think that is gonna
Secret
die.
still have an Aghanims and a cheese inside the pit to be grabbed up
Oh
by
my god, he's
Zayats.
gonna die. Oh shit, he survived.
Crystal's, oh my god. I know he has ages, but he played that so close. Holy moly.
A tithe to the
They still have a lot of
He was
dots on him.
dying to the poison, Venom poison.
So it's this
Poison
game
Noah
going
and
so
Poison-
hard. I watched Slark pretty much that entire fight, and he just never ever committed, not a single time. He literally never jumped in, like not as a flame, but as a they clearly felt like they wanted to do this thing where they bait out stuff. They got 2 Wukongs out of them, right? They got their refreshers, they got their BKBs. I think they were hoping to kind of just force this sort of chase out, get out, and then be able to re-engage and just kind of
Shall I
find
go
the
on another
right
Daedalus?
timing when they've used their big spells, the big things. I think like
Yeah.
for Taker, the most important thing is these Wukongs, these BKBs.
Like where they were there, right? When they had 3-4 heroes still alive, waiting by the little high ground up in that Ancients area. If they're able to continue the fight after that additional Wukongs, we saw how low Secret were dropping. There is the potential for ITB to go back in round 4. The bell rings. They've still got these swings out, but Secret find the jump in onto Zippe. Wukongs is out again as Otaka kind of trapped inside the circles. They've got Supreme locked in place. His BKB is worthless against that physical damage that Secret are bringing. Kitara with his freezing field, but focused down by Chrysalis, or is it the other way around? Chrysalis half HP, but they do get the takedowns on the Venom and the Invoker. No buyback on Maiden either. Chrysalis snowballed back into the Slark. They've chained disabled. They've the Torrents there.
Oh, they got the Slark.
About to
GG, boys.
die. He's gone for 2 minutes. And Team Secret looks like
This is
they've
GG.
got the W.
They got the
ITV
Slark.
running out of options now. A secret buyback on multiple heroes.
This is
to
G,
TP
boys.
into
Secret
this
was in
Radiant
Liquid
base
coming
to
up
close
next.
out Game 3 here.
Yes.
The tier 4s are forward.
I
and
wanna
Poppy.
see-
Another
oh,
great
fuck.
jump in. Let's the split earth land from Rezo. Zayat will land the punch. Everybody dead on ITB and the road ends for
GG,
them.
man, GG.
Secret will move forward.
Oh, what a big explosive fight to end things. It was so rough for ITB in that
Now it
solo
is
cell
Liquid,
with
it's
the
a secret,
Wukong's command out, he turned to
Fuck, we'll watch that game. We'll play one game before that. We'll watch that game.
safety when he got hexed, when he got stunned.
Man, that mixture of, you know,
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
even with some BKBs up. It's just, they don't last long enough. Just feels like Polaris can just sustain forever until those BKBs are up, and then you just run at them.
Best of one.
They really do have the answers to almost everything. I think the big one for Tal now is going to be this Lincoln's timing on Mikado. Once he's protected on the roll, and that does open up the team fights more, yeah, it just completely nullifies the grip that AU will want to bring out here, and you just have a way of ripping through the backline, which Mikado needs to achieve for his team. But that Lincoln's is also going to take some farm. So it really is just a patience game out from Talon. For Polaris, I mean, their scaling is good. You do have to worry because, well, frankly, Natsumi doesn't have the most flesh heap, so his tankiness isn't that amazing. BKB is going to help a lot in that sense, but the physical output of KP, or heck, the physical output of Q once he has his own BKB, is something to be concerned about. Talon will actually go for a smoke now in their end.
Yeah, I mean, they know where Natsumi is. The problem is you want to avoid Natsumi and find the backside. You want to find the other heroes on his team. There's a Pudge is that one position one right now that can literally go out of position anywhere he wants, and you still don't want to jump him. Way too dangerous. Smoke is there, but it seems like Talon, they're heading towards the other side of the map. So maybe not wanting to force a fight, they just want to keep their farm going. They trust in their strategy, they trust in their draft. We've seen this throughout this whole best of 5, which every game has been one-sided, and one team fight can do that. So you don't want to be that team to give that team fight away to the other. Problem is, Polaris, they are still finding more objectives. Lelouch, top tier 2 tower is going to drop, just casually taking it as the mid-quap. Will eventually back off just in case, but does force a rotation out from Q on that Marcy. And we're at that stage once again where Aegis is going to expire, and it's going to be all about trying to secure that next Roshan. Smoke though, Talon. Can they find something to do here? Can they find a fight? It doesn't seem like. Probably for the best anyway, because now there's a BKB up on Natsumi.
You're going to need to choose your Doom targets here for Savage, with all the protection coming out. The triple BKBs ready on Polaris, and they'll smoke off the back of that. Talon?
High ground behind. He's been spotted. Stones are there on the Familiars and the Dazzle, or rather Doom is there. Lelouch, he cocks it. BKBs were there in time. Savage in the middle of nowhere. Where's the Doom? Who's he got? Oh, he doomed a zombie!
What?
Oh, he's doomed a zombie! I thought he doomed the quap. Then I see the BKB and I'm like, wait a minute! Oh no,
goodness.
not like this!
That is... Yeah, that's not good. Talon, that's a pretty big loss. Polaris, they're gonna find a tier 2 off the back of that. They're gonna be able to get everything they need. Yeah, that's just
tough.
try to rinse that off. Yeah, it's really tough for Talon. Polaris, though, not gonna be feeling bad about that. Gonna be very chuffed with themselves. They find a double damage rune here as well. So, the objective should just melt. Top tier 2 faults, outpost next. They've got the forward wards here on Polaris' end. And Talon, and they've got to hope for the best next time around. They've got a minute 20 to wait for that next Doom. 2k lead comes back here for Polaris. Savage, and the full Shivas is coming out here. But, yeah, what can you do?
What can you do? That's the saying, Jonathan. That's the saying I always like to come up with. What can you do? Force, he can buy an Aghanim Scepter to make things even more dominant. That's what he can do. Ag's up now. 8 strength still on the decay. This is where things get even more scary, because you got to worry about the Pudge, you got to worry about the Undying. Xavier's going to be spamming Chakra Magic, so it's double decay over and over again. Savage, he gets spotted out, but he'll run right towards the Dire Triangle once again. Lelouch, he's just going to show himself in the mid lane, pops a DD, tries to chip away at the tier 2 mid tower, but there's no creep wave, so the backdoor protection is there. And Polaris, they are one step closer to pulling off this Game 5 victory. They are certainly in the lead in this game, not just by net worth, but just with the way these drafts work. It feels like Polaris, or rather Talon, needs so much more. Here we go,
They need
Savage.
a lot.
Sorry, John, go on. He does blink up.
They need a lot more. I mean, the Lincoln's timing for Mikado, that still feels like the key to allow them to take some fights. Just blocking off that Fiend's grip means that your Pango will at least have a lot of play. Blink up now, Natsumi, though. So you can just instantly blink up and dismember with the BKB. Once you pop the Lincolns on the Pango, you actually do have additional control now on the Pudge. So you actually don't care anymore about this Lincoln's build up on Mikado, as long as your blink's on point and your BKB use is on point. So let's see, fast rush respawn here as well for the side of Polaris to find, and they've got the control here. They can just dip right into it.
Gaben's been too kind to Polaris this series, haven't they, John? Here you go. Second Roshan.
They did a nice
Give
pick
up
off.
the fight. They do find Xavius. That's something. They've got the Coddle down. That's going to put an end to the Roshan. They don't want to fight without that Keeper of the Light. So now mid-tier 1 tower opens up, and Talon, they do move in with the Familiars and the Sidekick. Certainly help the cause. It seems like Talon, they've got to be careful with the way they go, because they're moving right into the high ground where Polaris is standing, but it's a 4v5. Maybe this is the fight. Savage, dismember out immediately. Force, where's the tombstone? He hasn't dropped it yet. The tomb is going to be on target this time around.
Fuck,
They've
that
got
Doom
the
is
punch.
gonna
This might be the
actually
team
kill
fight.
that in
Talon,
touch.
they're
His
trying.
punch is
They
Doom,
find
they
A on the
cannot
backside.
turn off
Sonic
shot.
wave. They
So
lose.
he's actually
He'll try
dead.
to salvage the situation.
That is so easy to
He
kill a
does
punch.
go down, but they found Natsumi. That's the target they wanted. Talon, they've got the team fight.
You can actually kill Pudge by
Polaris.
Doom. Just by
They
dooming
force
him.
an ugly fight
The
for
Pudge has
themselves.
rod
They
on
thought
and
maybe
he's
with the high ground
he can't do
advantage,
shit
they
because
had
that rod
enough, but it
itself
wasn't
gonna
quite
kill him, and
there.
then Doom eventually gonna kill him with
Now
that low
Roshan, it
HP.
goes back the way of the Dire.
I mean, this Roche doesn't take that long. With the Marcy and the sidekick on the Familiars, this is where you're going to see that Shrine Roche melting to that output. And Polaris now, they're finding themselves on the back foot. Knight 7 still having a kill board on their side, but the lead slowly tipping back towards Talon's way. Aegis going the way of Mikado, and a free shard coming out for Savage, so even more coming out from that Infernal Blade. Mikado, he's got that Lincoln's up. He's going for the Basher next. He's going to have some way of stopping these channels through with a BKB.
Fuck, the base
And for
time is
Polaris,
1.2.
this is where
What
you
the
might
fuck?
start to ask yourself, did they
The
miss out on
bonus
their
time is
timing?
1.8.
And they still have scaling
So you
left
can
on the
change
punch. There's
time
still a lot
hero
of
for
presence
like
left
6
with this lineup.
seconds.
But you do have to respect
Because he also has that
Talon
Tender
still
War
has.
of War
They've
Storm.
got scaling as well. I mean, Mikado
Yeah,
is on
War
the
Storm,
Pango.
so
They've got
that-
disruptive
that is
team
2
fight elements,
seconds.
which for
So
Polaris, they're their
1.8
team fight.
plus
Their
2
most
seconds like
disruptive element in
3.8,
team
and then
fight
he can stun
outside of
that
the
again
single target
because
spells
the
is the
cooldown is
tombstone.
come up.
And it
It is
did disrupt that
0.2
last fight
seconds, that
really
is very
nicely.
negligible.
They had to kind of focus
Unless
on
until
it
someone
with
gets a
Hyde.
BKB off in
They
that
paid for that with his
0.2
life.
seconds, he's changed time
But they still
forever.
managed to make it work. And you know, this time around, it makes a big difference, Mike, when you do manage to land that Doom.
Certainly does, John. It's very important not to doom the zombies and try to doom a hero. That's always a very, very important factor.
Oh, you know what? If you had, this might be funny. If you had the Ags on Doom, the AoE Doom following you around instead of on yourself, I don't know if there's really utility in that, but there's something there.
You can't miss if you just cast it on yourself, right? Right? That's 4-head or 5-head thinking, Jonathan. Well done. Savage has queued up the axe. He's got the same idea. Can't miss if I just cast it on myself. That's the way to do it.
Talon, they managed to find some good objectives now. Bot tier 2 fault, so they equalize map control. Pretty much mirror map control from both sides. Mid tier 2 stands. Bot and top tier 1 still stands for the opposing lanes as well. Aegis, since you've got 3 minutes left on Mikado, he's starting to get really aggressive with his blinks forward. There is some nice split push coming out, which you can achieve with a Keeper for Light, of course. Save is just shoving in top, doing some good chip damage out, but Talon going for a smoke.
Find nobody in that Radiant Triangle, nobody in the Dire Jungle. It's literally only Xavier's pushing out the top lane, not allowing a creep wave to get anywhere near the Radiant base. Sees a TP from Savage. That does get cancelled as well. Talon now. Okay, ahead looking very, very strong with Savage. 21k net worth. Polaris, they're the ones that need to find a way back into this game. In they go. Talon, they understand their lead. They do not want to back off. Makoto, he's got the Aegis. Now a refresher orb up on Savage. Who dooms up? You definitely want the team fight now. Polaris, they're the ones that have got to find a way to force a fight and win that fight. Or just keep avoiding. But the more you avoid, the bigger Savage gets. We've seen this from Natsumi. He's a hook. Natsumi, Lincoln's broken. They find the Pango. Makoto, he has gone the first time, but the Doom, it was there by Savage. He'll rush in. He'll refresh. Who's the next target? Savage, he gets Fiend's Grip. AU's got him. The Doom, the Shallow Grave, it bites time. AU ends up going down. Savage will survive with the Sonic Wave. They chase. Lelouch still trying. Lincoln's broken. No mana. It won't matter. They lock him down. They have got the quad. Force trying to run. They are in big trouble now. Polaris hook up on the Undying will save the day as Natsumi goes back in, but Talon have got this team fight. There is no saving this one.
Radiant structures.
Managed to make it work. It was a very awkward fight out from Talon. I mean, not expecting the Lincoln's break on Mikado, gets held down. Savage, with a refresh, with all the items he has to use, he just doesn't have the mana pool. So he's actually investing into stats now. Level 2 up, 2 points in stats. Barely enough to get his 2 uses of Doom. I think the big issue is he's not able to really use the Shivas on top of that yet, so needs the eggs just for the stats. I think the value is going to be there. 9-9, 10k lead for Talon. I mean, it looks like a big lead, but you look at that farm distribution, it's only really Savage ahead. Natsumi, Lelouch, and Force are close behind. So I'd say this game is a lot more even. You can't count Polaris out. They can still play around and take away that durability on Mikado if he's not careful. Now, Mikado does have the battery, and he is going for a BKB. Once that's up, pinning down the Pango is going to be a lot tougher. But that is more time to wait for. Polaris, well, they've got their own build-up to kind of seek out here as well. In fact, they're going for a smoke.
They're going to try. I suppose the fights need to be on their terms. They saw one Doom used. That's one less Doom you have to worry about. That's one positive. No refresh orb available on Savage. Lelouch will show himself. Maybe just trying to bait for his team. Alan, taking that bait. Very patiently waiting the tree line, hoping Polaris move more forward. Makoto now baiting.
What is my bait rate on
Polaris not taking
CQB?
that bait either. They know exactly what each other are doing.
Oh, 12,000. So 12,000 is a bit rate for a good,
Who's got less patience?
good quality video.
Neither side.
With,
It's like a
low
stalemate
CPU.
between these two. It's like, nope, not me. I ain't going first. You're coming.
Yeah, play it safe. I mean, there's so much on the line in this game 5, right? We talked about the stakes here, Mike, and no one is going to take any unnecessary risks. You play it safe, you go back, you farm up, you build up, and just keep trucking along. Now, there is one thing I'd like to see in this game, Mikey. Maybe down the line, our Giga Chad Hyde could go for the Ags and refresh the refresh. I believe it does refresh, right? It does not have the clause where refresh is excluded. So, refresh to refresh. I mean, it's not enough mana on Savage, to be fair, but you know, the possibilities are hilarious.
They certainly are. Double damage rune found out once again, Talon. They seem to be finding a lot of these this game. See who takes that one. Makoto usually taking the double damages here for the team. Considering you don't really need it on the Doom. Nope, they're going to give it over to Q on the Marcy. So the Marcy, with BKB Basher, I suppose he can just jump in and pop that Unleash and go to work. So the double damage now on Q. He's a core now for the team. 11k advantage for Talon. DOTA Plus saying 19% chance Polaris can make a comeback, 81% chance Talon pull off this game victory. So they're not out of it yet, but Polaris, they are in dire straits. They need to find something. They need to find a way.
Midas sold, boys.
There's the axe.
Yeah, it gets scary. I mean, Savage shouldn't be missing any more Dooms. So the zombies are not going to have that. Why does that happen? How can your clique prioritize the zombie over here? That's just kind of strange. Still smoke out from Talon. They want to reveal this.
In defense of Gaben, it's not his job to let Savage Doom the hero. Right? It's Savage's job to click the right target. Here we go, Savage. Smoke forward. Force is ready to break the smoke. They're under vision, though. Talon, realizing this, will back off immediately. They don't want to fight within someone else's vision.
Ooh.
Hide. 4 staff away. No hook. They'll get their own vision down now. And that radiant triangle. This game reminds me of, like, you're getting into a street fight, but nobody wants to chuck the first punch. You know? It's like, no, you throw the first punch. You throw the first punch. And neither side wants to do it.
Yeah, just two fellas, you know, sizing up each other but never getting physical. That's
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
And
they're staunching.
honestly, it feels like a few of the games in the series have just been like that, right? Like it's been very patient for both sides.
You mean every
Very
game of this
patient.
series has been like that, John?
I was waiting for the breaking point for you, Mike. I'm glad to see it came out.
Eventually it will. Oh, goodness me. It really is that, right? They're popping their chests out, you know, flexing their muscles. Here we go. Roshan started. Natsumi hook is there, but Roshan's down. Doom is out. Savage, he will rush forward. Lelouch, a big sonic wave, however. It lasts on 4. Is it going to matter? Nobody dead yet. Everyone survives. The sonic wave does buy time for Polaris to back out after seeing the Roshan was down. Alan's still 17k net worth ahead. All 3 cores on their side are well and truly far beyond what Polaris have right now.
Yeah, they've managed to pull out, and I think that's a big difference from a few minutes back where, you know, it's mainly just Savage, everyone else was equally farmed. You do have at least a 2k lead on KP and Mikado each now. You still have one more Doom to go on Savage, did not manage to pop that refresh, so still has additional usage on hand. Be ready now for that AoE Doom. They know it's up there. They show their respect for it. They did pop a BKB on Natsumi. Probably just gonna play safe then. Force as well. I mean, he has the Ags up now on the Undying. But the issue is, if you do get doomed, you can't really steal the strength. So, kind of falls flat there as well. Still 9-9. After you point out they're just sizing, they go again. I mean, they stand up in front of each other, but no one dies. So, it's just a bunch of posture in here, Mike.
There is a Timeless Relics available here, I believe, for Talon. If they wanted to give that to Savage, that feels kind of nice. You know, 20% debuff duration seems good. Yes.
I'm curious though. I feel like that doesn't affect your self-doom duration, right? Because
why not?
that's not technically a debuff on you. Because it's probably a buff on yourself.
Why would
And so
that
it
be?
will only affect... I think that's the way it's programmed. I'm actually not sure. If it's a debuff, then it would doom yourself, right? So it must be a buff. Because it's a positive on yourself. So I think if you want to get the longer duration doom, you actually have to doom an enemy to count it as a debuff. Because when it applies onto itself, the duration doesn't change because it's a buff on yourself. Or
This is the
debuff
one
duration
hero.
means it has to use defensive.
This is the one. Hold back, though. Makoto's now trying to move in. Illusions, that's all he's caught. Makoto, he'll pop Rolling Thunder. Maybe Polaris can try to force a fight. My point was, John, that Doom's the one hero. Like, he's literally the devil, right? Like, if there was a masochist in the game, this is the guy, right? Like, if there's one hero that can debuff himself, you'd think it'd be Doom.
Yeah, but when you self-doom, you don't really doom yourself. You know, you apply an... I think it works like, it applies an aura on you that applies doom in an AoE. So it technically isn't a debuff, which means, again, technically... I mean, I would love to see if it does make a difference, but no one on Talon even picks it up. Savage just sticks to the spell prison.
That makes more sense anyway. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're right, but I'm just messing around with you. Just messing around.
It would be funny, though.
It would be.
Now, you know what we still need at It's Doom time.
It's Doom time.
He's got to do it. Why don't we have it? Alva, please.
We have it? I don't know. I don't know. It's a needed tune, John. Maybe for the Doom Arcana eventually that comes out.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You charge in, you've got the guitar and the taunt, and you doom yourself. It's Doom time, and you come in with a taunt. There you go.
Tier 3
That's the
tower, John.
chat play.
Tier 3 tower. On they go. You've got the familiars to abuse here. This is the best part of this draft. Sidekick, familiars, throw them in, let them do the job. Alright, we've done enough damage. Off we go again. 9-9, 40 minutes in.
I can't believe we're actually only at 18 kills.
Yeah,
Like, that is just surreal to me.
I'm starting to understand how the League of Legends cast is.
See DOTA, boys. 18 kills. Played very safe.
Well, at least, you know, objectives are falling. They take Roshan and they kind of poke, well, no one dies, but they take a tower. As they say, they take a turret. If you would
So
want
who
to
has the most
go
damage?
all in on this one, Mikey.
Yuck, don't say that. I was joking.
That felt wrong.
I literally got
That
a
felt
shiver
wrong.
as you said that. Moving on. That joke never
Besides
happened.
that,
Top
4
lane.
times. Besides that, this Bane.
Familiars. Here we go again. These are
Besides
the
that, Bane
little
died 4
PvPs for
times.
talent.
First died 1 time with the Doom.
You may not like it, but this is what peak Dota looks like. Yes, John.
Yeah, you've got the Silence the Graves. See when you pop out of the Invis. You got bonus damage, Fortify forced out. Just from the side of the Familiars alone, Mikado, he's only got half a minute on that Aegis. This is really risky from him.
Absolutely. There you go. Tier 3 tower's gone. Makoto, he'll keep going. Tombstone drop force, he's gonna force something. I mean, you've got to fight eventually. Makoto! That'll be the Aegis. It's something. Let's see if they can find him a second time and they cannot land the hook. Familiar's still chipping away at that top racks. Rolling Thunder, Makoto, he's literally just gonna zone them out. That's it. Zone them out, let the birds do the job. And they do.
Oh, how do you stop this? Like, you can't even kill the siege creeps with Illuminate. It just falls.
The only shame thing is that Marcy sidekicks herself. Like, imagine you could just sidekick in an AoE on 2 heroes, or 2 units. Then both familiars could get the sidekick. Now that would be peak Dota.
Mikey, you're getting me excited. Maybe that should be a shard instead. That'd be amazing. That'd be very balanced, Mike. I like the way you're thinking.
9 to 9, 42 minutes in, 23k net worth. Hex is up. At least Lelouch has got their Hex up. I mean, there's some farm going the way of Polaris. Talon are in complete control. Absolute complete control in this game 5.
Who is the offline then?
They are. They've
Auto
got
is the
enough gold
offlane.
here for Mikado to just buy out the overwhelming blink if you wanted to, or are
The
close
final
to it.
game,
So
they
another
pick
big
a Caudal
item timing
offlane.
out for the Pangolier. For
They
Polaris,
are gonna
this,
regret
again,
this.
it just feels like the point where
They're
we
gonna
might be
regret
hitting a
this
dead
very
end on
badly.
optimization. The Ags here
I pick a
might
offline
catch
portal
Talon
in
off
a
guard.
final
They
game.
do have some more AoE
But
hold
yeah.
from Polaris' end.
Oh,
but not
Natsumi!
finding angle.
He got bashed up, but he has the BKB. In he goes onto Savage, but the Self-Doom is there. Into the Shivers. The Pudge trying to run. Where are you going? Sonic Wave. He's going nowhere but down. The Pudge is out. He has buyback. He can try to commit, but there's 3 heroes down for Polaris. Both
Fuck man, this
supports
guy
without
game so
buyback.
close and in the
It is
final
getting
game they
very
pick a
close to
offlane
a call
portal.
here, I think. This Polaris, they have not found an answer to this draft. Makoto, he's in, he feels it. Onto Force. We'll back off. No need to risk it. There's your buyback. This will be the last ditch effort, Talon. Are they going to stick around? It's still a 5v3 situation.
I mean, the
They're
birds
so
are killing
close
their
to being able
towers,
to qualify to
so
TI
who
11.
cares?
Onto the mid-racks they go. Lelouch desperately trying to chip away, but the Familiars, they are the MVPs of this game. They are doing all the work. KP is doing nothing. He's just microing Familiars.
Oh.
Shit.
Back off, they show some respect. 32k lead. 9 to 12
I
score
mean, there's
line
no
with a
counter to
32k
that
lead.
you do, man.
I have not
Unless
seen
until you
this
can
in all
stab
our
it
years,
away,
man.
you can get
It's
fast
another
away
one of
from.
those
But that is
strange
so much movement
firsts
speed.
to see a team just completely choke out the
You
game
can
and just
never
not
really
kill
get away from this
and
hero.
just take
He
complete
even
control.
has talent for
Polaris,
movement speed.
they
I
have got
don't
to
think
show
he
the
took
offense
it.
of this Will-O-Wisp. It has to fly out
There's
in these
a
team fights.
level 10
They've
talent
got
for
to get
movement speed.
control. They
This
cannot
hero-
afford to lose Natsumi early
Okay,
on.
okay, now
He's one
advanced
of their
focus. There's a
only
that is
two
15 talent.
ways of controlling through the BKB. They need that dismember. They need the grip from AU as well. Positioning is going to have to really work out in the next few fights. Talon, and they don't have protection of Aegis. They're watching Roche Mikado, keeping an eye. 20 seconds. Go to respawn. That should be our signal for the next piece of
I
action.
mean, they
here.
are gonna regret this draft, man.
99%
Because this is a
chance
TI
win
final
probability for Talon
game,
right now. Given
best of 5,
1%
and they picked up
chance for
a
Polaris.
very shit hero in the offlane. Like Caudal has just
On the
Caudal has
radiant
lost all
triangle,
his
Talon
shine,
will
man.
hold.
After they
Waiting
knock
for their
that
next
his
refresh
ulti
on the Doom,
cooldown,
I believe,
Caudal
for
just
Sam.
doesn't do
Not
the
that he really
same.
needs it.
Caudal is pretty bad, you can say.
Roshan,
Roche.
it's up.
Free Axe, free refresh up. I mean, yeah, at this point, just give Heidi Axe, I guess, or Mikado if you really wish. And that down. This should be the opening. This should take care of that range. Racks and the last set of racks down. But secondary life onto Mikado. Everything else left. Now, and they give Hyde the refresh to just carry you around. Now pass on to Savage. Okay. Mikado gets the axe. Alright, so Giga Hyde doesn't quite get it. But yeah, again, another Ags, another Aegis, another opportunity to push. They are trying their best here to stall this out from Polaris. Lelouch is split pushing. But they'll still have an angle from the mid creeps to go through the back door. So, let's see what Talon opts for here. Still on the hunt. Oh. You know what I realized, Mike?
What is it, John?
I saw chat. Right, so someone was like F10K and 9 to 9.
The betting scene, yeah, that they must be really having a fun time this game.
F10K, 14 minutes. Who would have thought?
Oh, goodness. Go on, bot lane.
Have to take care of the creep waves. I mean, they've de-pushed here in Polaris very nicely. So they are stalling this game out very well. Talon, they have 2 cheese. I didn't even notice this. Hyde's got a cheese. Q's got a cheese. They could combine that together, make a nice fondue. Start looking to the high ground. Mikado's just playing poke. I mean, for Polaris, again, this hinges on just a great initiation now. They've got to find a way, use the Will-O-Wisp when BKB's fade. That's their turning point for Polaris.
Alright, here we go. 42k advantage. Let's see if they can hold this. It's their last chance here, Polaris. They've got some buybacks. It's a rough affair. D-Ward is there. Talon, they're going to start moving in. Here come the familiars. Makoto gonna move in. Does get a bash, but the hook is out from Natsumi.
He's staying too far away from the
familiars.
50s.
He'll end up getting them healthy as now the jump is in.
There's no
Doom is out,
counter to
they've
that,
gone,
there's
they
no
lose
post
on
up.
the Queen
Oh my
of Pain.
God.
He has buyback though. He'll buy back immediately onto Force. They've got the Undying muted up. Force trying to back off. He has buyback. He'll buy back immediately. In we go again. The Will-O-Wisp is holding them down. But where's the follow-up? Where's the damage? Who's jumping in? Makoto. He'll be pulled back by Natsumi, but he has the roll-up. He'll be alright. Talon still sitting back. Moving back in. Savage. Soft Doom once again. Looking for some diebacks, but finds nothing. They'll try and deal with the tombstone, but they cannot. Talon, they might have to retreat.
Oh, he has 3 dooms,
Here
so
we go
he has
again.
1
The
more doom.
familiars,
So he's
Makoto,
waiting
he'll
for
get to work on the tier 3
Pressure
tower.
one
They
more
want
time.
Megas. They want the happy death. Onto the Undying. Sonic Wave is out. Makoto, he'll drop low, but he still has that secondary life. He should be alright. They've got the melee barracks. They're onto the range. It's Mega Creeps incoming.
And there's no risk. He just shoots the
Refresh on
parts.
Savage, he's got another doom.
Oh fuck. They got the mega
Here we
clips
go,
now.
Makoto.
Oh shit.
There's the Doom out. Savage moves in. Aeon Disc will be proc, so the Hex does
He
nothing.
used all 3 of the refreshers now.
Polaris,
He doesn't
they are
have any
holding
doom.
on.
I think they can go now and get some plays.
Yeah.
But they are too scared to go.
It's mega creeps
I mean,
up,
it's
but they
already
have the
lost.
wave clearing. And they've got
Yeah,
great AoE
now
with
you
Natsumi.
have
They're
to go.
going in.
Jimmy, he's gonna jump in, but the Hex is immediate. The punch is caught out. There's no buyback on Natsumi. He'll go for a Dismember Savage. He's just gonna
Oh,
go
fuck.
for the man fight. Have Talon done
He does
it.
not
They've
have
taken
skills,
down the
huh?
pause one punch. They're onto the quad.
This game
That'll
is
be a
GG,
dieback.
boys.
I think Talon are making their way to Singapore here, John, as they've got everything they can ask for in this
GG,
game 5.
congrats.
GG is called. Congratulations to Talon Esports. So after 5 long, grueling games, they have made it all the way to the Tier 11 in Singapore.
Yeah, gonna
And look at
regret
those
this
happy
draft.
faces
In
they've
the
done
third
it.
game only they
Odds
went
out,
for
smiles,
opening
cheering.
cutout.
Oh, it
Gee, boys, I want to see these reactions. Display capture. Which Liquid vs Secret already started. When Sigma plays. These guys have the numbers. 3 minutes, okay, 3 minutes.
Yeah, but the axe is pretty big, in my opinion.
Right, and kind of steering back to TI a bit here. You join the ranks of all these top teams, the top teams in the world now, going to the biggest tournament in the world in Singapore. Is there any opponent that you feel like you have to watch out for specifically? Is there any region you're more scared of? Do you just kind of see it as an equal playing field, or do you think it skews towards one way here?
I don't think, I mean, if you were to ask me who we're scared of, I don't think we're scared of anyone. I mean, maybe a better question is who am I excited to play against? I can answer that one.
Nice.
I really want to see T1, no flames, but I really want to see T1 at TI, because, what's a TI without Iron Thompson, right? So yeah, I hope T1 can make it through.
T1 in the last chance.
Okay, we don't want to keep you too much longer. I can see you guys. You're looking a little bit emotional. Usually very stoic, KP, but it looks like you're very overwhelmed with happiness right now going to TI-11. I have one more question to ask you. Actually, it's a two-part, but do you have any words for all the fans out there that have been supporting you guys throughout this whole year? And do you have any words to the haters, especially KP? Because there's been a few of those guys too. What do you got to say to them?
I mean, I just want to thank everyone for supporting us. As cheesy as it sounds, without you guys, there wouldn't be us. You know, like just everyone involved in Dota esports in general. Like you guys, tournament organizers, Valve, TI, fans, players, like everything, everyone. I just, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for supporting us, supporting the industry, and you know, together we can, you know, grow this community. Yeah. And to the haters.
He said a lot of words, so you can read it,
Don't be mean, but I love you too, haters. I love you too.
Oh, shit.
He's too wholesome, this guy. He's too wholesome, this guy. You know what? I'm debating you, KP. There was one more question. I think I've completely forgotten how. No, I remembered. How are you guys celebrating? You've made it to TI-11. What's the celebration tonight? What are you guys doing?
I mean, 23 Savage is probably gonna play some pubs.
Oh, come on, Savage. What are you doing?
I mean, it's 9 PM already. Can't do anything. Maybe I don't know, book my flight. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing.
Alright, good. Well, KP, congratulations to you and the boys. We're so happy, so proud to see you guys going to TI-11. And man, I hope you guys go on a run, quite frankly. Bias fully here. We want you guys to go on a run.
Let's go! Let's go, KP, come on.
Oh, fuck.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, KP. That's a lovely KP, obviously. Yeah, you know him very personally, John. He's an Aussie. I know him personally. I had the experience back in the day, all the way back in the day of Dota All-Stars, getting destroyed by KP at a LAN once. He actually ended up choosing his brood and Nagasara against me, and I learned the hard way not to play against pro players and trash talk them. Still, that is it for the SCA TI-11 qualifiers. Congratulations again to Talon. Even congratulations to Team 1 and Polariston. They still make it to the last chance. They're still in it for the running. It's not over yet. In terms of qualification to TI-11, so much hype Dota that is coming in those last chance qualifiers. John, that is it for you and I. I believe some EU Dotas going on as well, so I'm sure everyone wants to head over there, and even we want to head over and see what...
Oh, fuck. They are ready, yeah. See the boys?
Esports is what we live and breathe. For us, it's more than a game. It's a reality where a group of letters can mean everything. Where runes are collected and Aegis can only be won in battle. Where centaurs can give you a ride. Where the true heroes are those in front of the screen. GG Bet. This is real.
Welcome back. Here we are after an extended break, giving Team Secret a chance to calm down and relax after their victory, putting them now in this lower bracket final up against Team Liquid. I'm joined, of course, by Shippo as we prepare for game one of this best of three, which very well could go the distance, couldn't it?
100%. I mean, one of these teams both have in common. I think they both got 2-0'd by Entity. Other than that, it should be honestly quite great. I think Liquid have had a pretty good time in the upper bracket overall until that loss. They were pretty much dumpstering these other teams. Like, who did they beat? DGG, Goon Squad. I think they 2-0 both of them.
Yeah.
And they're pretty damn confident while doing so. And even against Entity, they were starting some of those games like up, like in the winner's seat, right?
Seconds remaining.
Yeah, they started off solid, and Entity just seems to be a step ahead of some of these squads, right? Two doing Secret, two doing Liquid, like you said, getting straight to that grand final. But yeah, both of these teams, they're guaranteed last chance qualifier. We know that. They're kind of comfortable in that fact, but they want to be in that grand final for a chance to be directly invited to TI. So a win here, vitally important for both teams. You got to think Puppy as well, wanting to keep that all-timer status. As I did get confirmation from Wick earlier on that it only counts if you go to TI, get to the actual group stage. Last chance qualifier isn't part of TI proper.
10 seconds.
It does say qualifier in the name, so that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously he'd be super keen to get that. Obviously now, yeah, get into that top 3. His chances are not gone even if he loses this series. But everyone wants to get to that finals, everyone wants to take that win, and now going into this draft, we will see an exchange of heroes. These bands seem pretty mighty fine to me. I think Marcy makes sense as the most contested between these two teams. I think Resolution playing it from that off lane, he's looked very confident and strong on it, able to have a lot of impact even in those losing games. And on the other side, Liquid making it work with Boxy most of the time. As a more greedy 4, it feels like Zai able to play that kind of sacrificial off lane, lets Boxy Marcy get that space to farm and get that BKB basher that we are so enjoying.
Yeah, really are. So what is Zai's hero going to be here? Because it feels like quite often you pick this master, you're grabbing your Vipers and your DPs and things like that.
Yeah.
Is there still room for like a Mars or something? Oh yeah, Bat. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I think Zai plays the Bat on Team Liquid most of the time, so that's an option. Or
Or do we see a first phase Slark again? People learning from ITV and grabbing this Slark early on.
I'm not sure what the priority is for Slark on Team Liquid. Because they
like it,
picked
Matu.
it. Yeah, I was going to say that Matu likes it. I think the last time they played it, they even swapped Matu to mid to play the Slark versus the Bat Rider. So my thought was more, I'm not sure if they want to pick it with no like Bat on the enemy team. Like, I don't know whether it's a priority hero where they think it's just really good the same way Into the Breach does, or if it's a hero where they pick it as a response to certain matchups.
Right. Yeah, it could very well be, because Witch Doctor now for Liquid is going to give you that selfless support for Insania. A lot of damage can come out of him, as well as just protecting against some of these pushes and dives under tower. Cask can be an incredible tool to hold people back.
I mean, that's pretty wild, I would say, of a pick. When you have first pick, usually you pick a core in this position because you want to ban to protect it, and it's meant to see these two heroes starting from Secret and be something that's like a pretty big counter. So when you look at heroes like DP, usually you might see a Lina come out, for example, just because she can outrange the Death Prophet, buys that Skadi, does a lot of damage from range, and doesn't let DP get close. And if she does use that Siphon, she kind of just shreds her. So an idea like that is something we tend to see, or something that is a pretty good just matchup in general into DP for like mid, as an example, so that she's forced into the offlane.
Yeah.
We don't see that here at all. Double support, pretty rare.
Yeah, and then it also gives this opportunity, you know, I mentioned the Viper with the Marcy, allowing Secret now to ban out some of these duos that go hand in hand with her. Might even see a bit more focus onto Zai's hero pool as well. It feels like it's kind of difficult to ban out against Mickey. He's got such a broad pool of heroes. Maybe you consider now throwing in like the Matu Lone Druid as a potential ban here in second phase as well. But I think, yeah, Viper Bat just makes so much sense. You've let them do this now.
I guess they have a different idea in mind. Well, they value this Witch Doctor super highly. The kill threat from Maledict just is quite aggressive. I don't think there's any real Witch Doctor safe lane combos anymore. Like, usually you just pick something with kill threat and then you use Maledict and stun and look to kill like a Juggernaut type hero.
You're racing again.
Yeah, could be. We're playing into DP most likely, right? So.
Yeah, they pulled it out against Entity against a Faceless Void.
Yeah, that hero's not getting through ever again.
No, he's getting banned every step of the way. Yeah, I'm looking at this and thinking, like, if Team Secret ban Razor now, you've pretty much removed the entire pool of ranged offlaners that go along with the Marcy. So it would have to be like a Mars or something for Zar. Oh,
you're
what have I
missing
forgotten?
one.
Sorry? What is
You've
it?
forgotten our good friend Visage.
Oh god, yes, so I have. How can I forget him?
There's always one more. This nice Wraith-packed buyer.
The +1.
Damage. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's the plan then. It's like, hey, you're gonna ban out 3, we've got a 4th. Always gonna have an option there. Which one would you be more scared of? Or do you think, you know, like that Lone Druid is still a threat?
Lone Druid might not be that bad into Death Prophet Clockwork. But usually you love this Lone Druid into a certain response. I mean, I know Liquid love it anyway, just in general, because Matu is so damn good at it. But, for example, we saw a lot of early Lone Druid picks from them against stuff like Putt, and just these like Spirit heroes, Mobility heroes, it's really good into. I think when you're playing on Liquid, it's a little scary to pick Lone Druid because you don't have the counter picks now. Like, if you were going to pick it, it needs to be when Witch Doctor was, I think. Maybe they'll still pick it now if Team Secret picks something that's really susceptible to it. But you get a counter pick on Secret like twice here, so their drafting is going to get much easier after this little hurdle now. Picking up a support here most likely. What have they got?
Ench? Ench is still out there as a potential. It feels like this Witch Doctor is one of those kind of almost blocker picks against, I guess, those aggressive supports in lane. You can actually contend with them decently. So Team Secret go for more of a defensive route. Obviously, he does bring aggression through his ulti and the blast, but having that shield onto people like a DP allows him to dive quite freely.
Bro, I actually want to gush a little. I love Lich, and he kind of just hasn't been a hero for a really long time now. I really love him against physical damage. I think the last time I saw Lich professionally, I'm not saying this was the last time it was picked, but it was into like a Slardar lane, and it pretty much completely nullified anything he could do in the game. It was so hard for him to ever fight or stick on the targets he needed to go on because of the Frost Shield, the armor that Lich gives. So in this game, where you're playing into a Marcy who wants to buy that BKB and wants to stick on someone, this Lich is going to be so helpful. I actually really love this pick a lot.
And it's super irritating playing into, you know, Clockwork, hookshotting, cogging you, there's ghosts flying, there's Chain Frost bouncing. Super difficult to engage and disengage from all of that nonsense on the floor.
Yeah, because they're all physical damage as well.
Yeah.
Switched up to ult too, so they just need to. I mean, obviously Magic, yeah, but like Team Liquid should probably look to get some mixed magic types. Yeah, okay.
There he is.
Mixed damage heroes coming out.
And I guess they've got flexibility technically here with the SF. It feels like that's going to be more of the Mickey hero, but could be in the hands of Mitsuma Man because safe lane SF has been on the rise through these qualifiers. We'll see what they do with it though, and that Pudge probably going to tell us now that yeah, mid SF, safe lane Pudge.
I'm so sad. I was in my mind. I was thinking about this Pudge because as soon as I saw SF, I was thinking, okay, what have we seen so far from this qualifier, and how many times have we seen this Pudge doing some hooks into? Well, at least they're attempting to do hook into SF ult. That's the first hero I think of, so that combo is going to be there and present throughout the game.
Man, it's no joke as well having like a cask and a mallet on you while you're being rotted and dismembered by Pudge. This is a pretty spooky safe lane that Team Liquid has built up already, even facing into a DP clock.
I feel like DP should probably be fine.
Zai positive, Zai.
The Lina as a response.
Zai positive.
If this SF does go physical damage build, and that Dragon Lance and stuff, Lina is, like I already talked about in this draft phase already, able to outrange heroes like that. It's sort of a similar concept to like Sniper, except I don't think you can really Sniper into Marcy and Pudge. It's just a little rough and scary.
That'd be a bit difficult. So yeah, looking at that. Probably gonna go that physical damage build. That moves DP pretty much guaranteed into the off lane, so you've got this last pick for Chrysalis. And I already removed the monkey team Liquid. That's been his real mainstay hero, his go-to.
10 seconds remaining.
For him, I'm just looking for something that can be more of a body. I think right now they're playing a lot. Actually, it's not that bad. If DP gets an early BKB and Clockwork can always hook in, you have two heroes that are willing to sort of go in there and split the enemy heroes up. Nina's definitely going to be your backline damage. Your ability to pick off right now is pretty good as well. A lot of nukes. You have tower push, ability to take objectives. What are they missing? Maybe just more team fight in general, like team fight control. If there's a carry that can give that to you. Otherwise, just anything that you have last overall pick on secret, so you can just pick a counter to whatever Liquid is about to bring out.
5 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when you're looking for this kind of team fight or a stun from the carry, it's Sven that always comes to my mind. He's the big boy. I think
I like Bloodseeker.
Ooh, I think pretty good. The shard against this Pudge always handy. But now we're getting to these last bans. Secret, they ban the Visage now, so Zai's hero pool is shrinking even further and further. If we are looking for that ranged hero. And Liquid, Bloodseeker's out there, Slark is out there. Good call on the BS.
Sad. Yeah, that's probably my favorite, just thinking in terms of BKB Pierce and just ways to make it so... Like, this SF is going to be having a bit of a struggle. When Clockwork hits level 6, I'd like to see Team Secret smoking up to try and kill him with that, because he's a very susceptible hero to dying before he can finish a BKB.
Is Nature's Prophet a hero I could go towards here? There's another ranged offlaner, and it does give them a bit of tower push, which it feels like they are lacking. And also the ability just to play that Liquid style, right? Similar to what Nigma do, where it's just dogpile. You send heroes across the map, you're all grouped up as 5 and you're playing together. Having a TP helps out.
If they pick Nature's Prophet, I think that might open up a Spectre pick for Secret.
Okay.
When you're playing SF and Nature's, the Spectre will be so effective with Ags. As long as your team's able to fight early, maybe Lina could go Magic build as to make up for Spectre. We've seen Spectre struggle the worst when she's pressured really hard and can't lane, because she struggles to farm the jungle. But yeah, Nature's Prophet, I guess the lane pressure would be pretty bad to deal with, but it would be a good response. I'm not sure about the Natures. It's just very counterable, I think.
Yeah, Razor is still out there, so the option available. We are focusing pretty hard on ranged heroes to pair with the Marcy, but there's still the potential here for them to grab the Zai Mars or something like that to give them overwhelming team fight with Requiem, with... Oh, wow! Overwhelming team fight, there's the purple pointy-headed boy. Darkseer, so they've got Hook, Vacuum, Requiem, Cask, and all of Marcy's kit as well.
Darkseer's very hit on this hero.
game?
They nerfed his axe, but actually just before the draft ends, actually. I want to see... the carry... You need to be a little careful. Sometimes you can just pick some hyper-aggressive carry in lane and just click him and kind of keep him out the lane and not let him get XP.
It's a good AM game.
But Marcy sort of makes up for that with her spells.
But can never cast a spell.
You're kind of dissuaded now from picking
can never catch
heroes like Terrorblade and stuff like that.
Yep.
And like Luna, these Agi heroes will suffer pretty bad to like Darkseer. So you might see something like a Lifestealer come out as a result, where the illusion isn't as strong. It's just a little... I'm just thinking it's hard because you have that BKB Pierce disabled with Pudge and stuff.
Dawnbreaker.
Oh, that works for me, yeah.
So Dawnbreaker carry? Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I was thinking strength carries. What is the...
Yeah, CK, Dawnbreaker, something like that.
Yeah. There's an idea of Medusa that was floating around for a while as a counter to Darkseer, because she doesn't really care so much about having her illusion stolen. She just... I don't know, I feel like the shield keeps her alive through the initial vacuum into wall that I saw, and also you usually get a pretty free lane against Darkseer as a carry like that. So... That hero's kind of worse now. No one really picks anymore, it feels like. I like the Stormbreaker a lot more, very aggressive and able to go fight. Not going to be worried about this Marcy.
Especially knowing how Liquid like to fight, mentioning it earlier on, they do traverse the map often. You look at, think about heat maps of Team Liquid, they're just bouncing from lane to lane once we get to 15 minutes in, grouping up and playing together. And it's always so nice to have this Dawnbreaker paired with someone like a DP, someone like a Clockwork. These are heroes that get in behind enemy lines, that are actually, kind of under threat often, but able to heal or initiate or stay alive that little bit longer through Solar Guardian to actually catch up with your Lenas, your Liches, to get that magical burst towards the team fight.
Yeah, you're saying good things. I like it. I love it. You're so smart. Good boy. Good boy. Nice silver point.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean for it to go that way.
Give me some battle pass levels.
Yeah. Here's one level for you, sir.
What? You've got like 1,000 of them. Give me 20. Give me some more.
Maybe if you get all your predictions right.
Okay, I'll try. But here we go. Game 1. Best of 3. Liquid up against Team Secret. Of course, Team Secret did have a bit of a warm-up against ITB earlier on. They won in that best of 1. Game 3 of the best of 3, whichever way you want to look at it, earlier on today to get themselves in this spot. As Liquid, I mean, coming into this, obviously having to prepare for 2 teams, but probably preparing more for Secret, knowing the caliber of this squad and knowing what they're going to be bringing to the table. Are we doing our predictions then? First player to get 15 denies?
I don't know, SF, and then I guess Secret for the first roast kill. How long will the game be? I don't know, 30... these games won't go really long. 37 to 44, and then highest net worth by 25.
37 to 44, 60 plus minutes.
Oh, fine, 60 plus minutes. And then highest net worth at 25. Rezo.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Could be Lena. It could be
Rezo
Lena.
DP, okay.
I mean, I love the Rezo DP, because I feel like his lane's going to be really nice. It's against a Pudge. If he doesn't... I mean, we've seen DPs get hooked twice and die twice to this Pudge lane, and they still come back and recover and get to that high net worth position. And I don't think they have... I guess they could do a cast into a hook. That's probably the biggest thing they have to be careful about in this top lane.
Yeah, especially if you're chasing the Witch Doctor down. Oh, Matu missing his hook top or down at bottom. Boxy rebounding away. So Secret getting their hands on 3 bounty runes. Early days here. Boxy gets that final one out on the map. But yeah, Zayat's up at top. He was actually able to take the rune before Matu could hook it. A pretty close one.
Shame for him. But good. Good for Secret.
Oh man, look at bottom.
Okay.
This Dark's here. He's being held away. Frost Blast from Lich. Chrysalis was there zoning him away. It looks like Boxy's going to try and come in, secure whatever last hit he can as the Marcy gets on top of Puppy. Iron Shell doing a bit of damage, but this Celestial Hammer, it's a serious problem for Boxy as he gets Frost Blasted, and the Fairy Fire is required to keep him alive a little longer. Crystallis trying to give chase here.
He wants that first blood of money. He wants it more than anything else in the world.
He's got a hammer. Boxy's trying to juke him, but there we go. With the burning damage, Crystallis needs one more tap in the back of the Marcy to get the first blood for Secret.
Yeah, you're not even losing that much in the lane right now. We're onto the second waves, and it's pretty reset. He got the solo XP for that first blood as well as the gold. And now he's just going to ferry himself out boots and a clarity. This is exactly how you're meant to play a Darkseid lane in early levels. He is honestly so weak. He wants to use his Ion Shell to farm the creeps. It's hard to just stick one on himself, one on the support and try and trade. Because the damage is just not that much. The spell is very weak. So this was really nice from them to just instantly zone Zai out the lane, and then honestly just punish Boxy as being the only one with the shell, the only one that can do damage, and because Zai's not going to do anything, you know? So if you can go on Boxy like that, it makes his lane much harder on Zai.
Yeah, that's that cool adaptation, right? Usually with Dawnbreaker lanes, and it's usually in the off lane, we're waiting for level 2. It's like, when does Dawn hit level 2? When does that kill happen? But here in the safe lane against the Darkseer, they make it happen a little earlier on as they continue fighting with Zai. And whittling away at his resources here. Boxy does get a nice large count pull, so at least the wave will be dragged back towards Dire's side, and Zai can get a little bit of that farm back towards himself. There can be a lot of focus on this bottom lane, though.
That's true. As much as I want to talk about, because Darkseid is one of my favorite heroes, and his laning is honestly just the weirdest part of him. It's always hard to get a normal human lane out of him, where he's just laning normally because of his weaknesses. You'll usually see a lot of wave cutting from pause 4s and stuff. And it's also really hard, I feel like, for even pro teams to judge the strength of this hero. Because sometimes you'll buy trading items on your pause 4 and then you quickly realize that you can't trade because the hero isn't that powerful. And then you do result to just a lot of wave cutting and stuff. You'll see these hard camps getting pulled, and just general trying not to properly lane. it's kind of like the timing for Darkseer is always just on whenever you get more points in Iron Shell. If you get 2 points in it, you get 3 points in it. This level 3, this level 5, these are kind of big points for it where you might see them try and turn up and aggress. Like Poppy moving out of position with 2 Iron Shells on them could easily kill him.
Especially with a hero like Marcy, right? You know, in days gone past, we used to see the Spirit Breaker, the Earth Spirit, with this Darkseer to play aggressively. While up at top, we'll take a peek into there as Rezo drops pretty low. Insanely now trapped in the cogs and turned on, though. Very far up for Rezo's going to keep him alive through the Maledict. They don't bring the DP down. And down bottom, they're going at it again. Chrysalis not going to land his Starbreaker, but a big Frost Blast with the shield, slowing the retreat from Liquid. And a big creep wave arriving. Zai, if he dies here, it's going to be losing out a lot of this wave. And Chrysalis, that tree block didn't quite work out for the Darkseer. Another Frost Blast from Poppy gets it. Disposed back across the tower, but it's aggroed onto a range creep. So Chrysalis, he'll Starbreaker. Keep Boxy away. Poppy did still die in the end. But a good dive onto this Zai Darkseer, keeping him down.
Yeah. Pretty sad. He didn't have buyback either to kind of come back into lane for that XP or anything. I don't know if he would have anyway, but sometimes when you see such a massive wave, you're just like, I'm despairing right now.
Yeah, please give me the experience. It's like you're saying, you want those points in Iron Shell as quickly as possible. And then, of course, the third lane in Dota 2. Got 3 corridors here on this map. Nisha, 24 and 7, starting to take a handle on this lane. But Mickey has brought up stick raindrops, trying to mitigate some of this damage, but it looks like he's losing out in the long run.
God dang it. I voted him for the most of nights by 15 minutes and he has none. I don't know why I did this. I should have voted for Lena. So, yeah, this top lane is pretty okay for Rezo the more levels he gets in this Spirit side, but it's obviously very scary to play into the Maledict. Usually you combat that with some early Fairy Fires and like sticks and stuff, because the burst heal, right, Maledict works off how much damage you take, so with the heal it makes it a lot nicer to deal with. He's gone for a raindrop as well, so they're just going to be trying to play to just survive and be able to skirmish a little bit.
I mean, looking at bottom again, it's difficult for the Liquid players to play the lane. They're kind of hiding in fog, scared of this Puppy Lich, who is level 3 now. A lot of nuke damage from that Frost Blast. But Boxy, trying to play forward and disrupt the pull, gets a good amount of damage there, thanks to the Observer Ward that's deep. Scouts out the Lich. And Zayats, now the target on top, the Clockwork. He drops low. Not sure he'll actually die to this. There's one more tick that'll take him down to 40 HP. But surviving the burst from Liquid.
Super close. I got a Chrysalis.
Oh yeah, Chrysalis. Frost Shield. He's got a Fairy Fire. Iron Shell going to be doing too much damage here though. He's got boots, but he's not fast enough to outrun Zai and Boxy. One more rebound will claim the kill on him. So a bit of recovery from Liquid, while in the mid lane, top rune spot, Lena finding the Witch Doctor with a Laguna Blade. Shadow Fiend. 1 raise, 2 raise, Maledict still there on the Lena. Has a Fairy Fire. Not going to be enough damage. This is now a bit of room for Mickey. Knowing that Lena is kind of out of resources, might have to go back home. But she decides not to.
He went for 3 points in Shadow Race. Some of these SFs we've seen have gotten only 2 points in it. I've even seen some of these pros going for like points in attributes and stats before maxing out the Shadow Race. But this time we'll see 3. I think 3 is the max that people usually leave at before they go for Necro Mastery.
There's a bit of a difference between safe lane and mid SF,
That's
though,
true,
right?
yeah.
I think mid SF's favouring raises more, and then safe lane SF, you're right. Kind of the Mask of Madness stats plus passives build. Don't even bother leveling raises sometimes.
What is a good build for him this game? Because we've seen these Dragon Lances, and I'm definitely not opposed to that this game because you're playing into a Clockwork, so you want to be able to build that Hurricane Pike, like 4-star, to keep yourself safe, and not have to rely on having to pop like a BKB if you get gone on.
We're charging
I'm not sure if this is correct.
The surge and rebound allowing Boxy to close the gap. Breaker cancelled by the vacuum, and Chrysalis getting blasted down while Nisha rotated here. Does kill off Zai with the Laguna Blade. The Liquid with the numbers advantage, and now
I'm not sure why the cam is not acting
stick
good.
around for a little bit longer.
Anyways, I'll drop the cam.
Had to go on Insania top at the same time, but he's got a salve to regen back up.
I really like what they're doing bot with the vacuum. Like Chrysalis never being able to get off the Starbreaker is really annoying because he's kind of relying on it to stun them and walk away, and they're never giving him it. The constant reposition in these levels coming out, I think they've pretty much utilize every possible moment to go on Chrysalis when they can, and it's going really well for them. And now, like, we're just gonna see like rotations around the map. Laning stage is gonna break down. These runes are gonna be very important as well. If SF can take like a haste rune, for example, or even this invis and like TP to a lane or something, he can easily kill someone and give him that extra gold before he swings back to mid and just keeps pushing out the lane.
Yeah, like Maledict into Razors. That's a good way to burst through Resolution top. I tried to hook him into the trees, but not to finding a creep instead. This is Rezo thinking about Exo. Doesn't use it just yet. A little bit afraid, definitely respecting Liquid's ability to respond, like you say, with this SF being off the map for the past minute.